CF Bank scoreboard. Moorhead rolling over Rochester Mayo with a late surge, 7-1. You're watching continuing coverage of the 1992 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
This family works. We've got the answer to the workday blues.
Your troubles are over.
I'm not implying it, I'm flat out saying it.
Who's the boss in growing pains? Weekdays beginning at 5 only on Receptive Channel 9. Thanks for watching KMSP Receptive Channel 9. Live from the St. Paul Civic Center, this is Tier 1 semifinal coverage of the 1992 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. Now, KMSP Sports Director Perry Williams.
Good evening again, everybody. I'm Perry Williams, and welcome to KMSP TV, Receptive Channel 9's continuing coverage of the 1992 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. Well, if you're with us this afternoon, you saw the debut of hockey at the Target Center Arena in downtown Minneapolis. That was the site of the Tier 2 semifinal games. Well, to coin an Olympic phrase, tonight we have a change of venue as the Tier 1 semifinals will be back at the Civic Center in St. Paul. So get set and ready for action tonight. We have Tier 1 semifinals. Without further ado, let's go to the St. Paul Civic Center, and Paul, Louie, and the rest of our announcing crew are ready to go. Paul?
Thank you, Perry. And Lou, this should be a jam-packed arena here tonight for a couple of semis in Tier 1, and anticipation strong for two pretty good games.
Well, I would think so, Paul. And looking at this first game, I think we're going to find a real quick game between Moorhead and Blaine. Both teams like to skate. Moorhead showed us great quickness in their opener, and Cloquet and Bloomington Jefferson are also very, very good skating teams. It should be a real fast night of hockey here at the St. Paul Civic Center.
And calling the play-by-play action in the second game will be Doug McLeod, and joining him will be Tom Reed. Let's go down to them right now.
All right, Paul, down here at ice level, these two teams are ready to go. Later on tonight, we're going to bring you a game that I think a lot of people have been looking forward to, regardless of who was in it. Just kind of the way the brackets fell in, Tommy. We weren't sure who was going to be there. We knew it'd be a pretty good game, and it turns out it's Bloomington Jefferson and Cloquet, two very good fundamental teams who don't like to lose.
Very strong teams. Last night we saw Bloomington Jefferson win by a score of 7-1. Cloquet could be a little bit of a sleeper here, too. They're a very solid, well-disciplined hockey club. Big, strong, they like to move. It's going to be a tough game for both these clubs.
That'll be a dandy one. That'll be our second game tonight. Let's go to our tournament control center now, and here's Jim Gilliland.
Thanks, Doug and Tommy. Of course, the Moorhead Spuds just filed past us here in the locker room area. They've joined Blaine on the ice, and they're ready to go. Should be a great one, as you guys have said. A little bit later on, again, then Cloquet coming up against Jefferson, and we're expecting a lot. Consolation this afternoon. Hill Murray beat Eden Prairie 7-4. We had Apple Valley downing Rochester Mayo by a count of 3-1. So those teams move to the consolation finals. Our student athlete announcer is Brian Bonnen from White Bear Lake, one of the most talented hockey players in the state of Minnesota, bound for the University of Minnesota. And Brian, how do you see it from your position there in the penalty box?
Well, down here right now, the intensity is really high. I think both teams are maybe a little bit nervous right now, but that'll be gone way before the puck drops. We should look for a fast-paced game tonight, a lot of hitting and a lot of dumping the puck and chasing.
And play-by-play action of this semifinal is coming up. You're watching the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament live from the St. Paul Civic Center.
Every spring I do the same thing. Do a little planning, take the kids to Little League, dodge raindrops, and I deliver lots of Toyota cars and trucks because it's time for the Toyota Spring Drive Sales event.
Spring is here, and so are great deals on a big selection of Toyotas. Up to $1,100 option package savings on Corolla and big factory dealer incentives. A great value. Factory to dealer incentives make this the time to deal America's lowest price two-door sedan to sell. Toyota Spring Drive Sales event is on. See your dealer today.
I'll be back after a fill-up.
You're watching an amazing piece of equipment coming off the assembly line. In test after test, the Bryant Plus 90i is rated the most energy-efficient gas furnace on the market today. Paired with Bryant air conditioning that's equally energy stingy, makes for a home comfort system that leaves the competition cold when it comes to energy efficiency at an affordable price. And right now, there are special pre-season incentives to help make owning this top-rated combination even more affordable. Ask one of these Bryant dealers about them.
It might not make a big difference to you that your Farm Bureau agent is one of the industry's best trained. Then again, maybe it will. You might not be impressed that your Farm Bureau agent is always looking for innovative insurance and financial solutions. But someday, you might be. And you might not think it's important to plan for your future with a preferred client review. But maybe you should. The Farm Bureau family. Our most important policy is caring.
From the Civic Center in St. Paul, along with Lou Nanny, this is Paul Brown, and we'll have the play-by-play in just a couple of moments. Right now, let's go down to the public address announcer and meet the starting lineups for tonight's game.
All right, fans, we are ready. It's Big Friday, the semifinals of the 1992 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. And here are your starting lineups for our first semifinal game. First, let's meet the champions of Section 4 with a record of 17-6-3, the Bengals from Blaine. In goal, number 1, Jim Molman. At defense, number 6, Steve O'Shue. And number 19, Steve Larson. Starting at center, number 26, Jeff Rompo. At wing, number 8, Jim Garby. And number 12, Dan Jablonic. The head coach of the Bengals is Kurt Johnson, assisted by Jim Rue and Jack Peterson. And now let's meet the champions of Section 8 with a record of 23-3, the Moorhead Spuds. Starting in goal, number 30, Troy Brecky. At defense, number 3, Rob Grammer. And number 11, Rhett Marston. At center, number 17, Jason Blake. And his wings, number 7, Steve DiFiore. The coach of the Spuds is Terry Cullen, assisted by Terry Shirkland. Your officials for this semifinal game, the linesman is Scott Parker, and the referees are Larry Dow and Frank Larson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please stand and honor America as the Blaine High School Band, under the direction of Doug Beckham, leads us in our national anthem.
Moorhead is coached by Terry Cullen, and Moorhead has won their last 6 games in a row. Cullen 179 wins, 133 losses, and 9 ties in his career there. Kurt Johnson will coach the Blaine Bengals. His record is 29-18-4. Blaine undefeated in their last 10 games.
and they're playing very well, and they're going to have to play well here tonight, Paul, because Moorhead showed us a great deal of speed and intensity in the game that they just had to get to the semifinals here. Coach Terry Cullen feels real confident in his hockey club tonight. Blaine, as you know, when you watch the game earlier against Apple Valley, when they got to the third period, basically they went with 2 lines versus 3, whereas right along the line, Moorhead kept coming with 3 lines, and I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight. Terry Cullen, talking to him before the game, says we're going to let Blaine worry about us rather than us worry about Blaine. And so if that's the case, Jim Molman in the nets for Blaine is going to have to be alert, because I think you're going to see a lot of strong forechecking from Moorhead. In the nets for Moorhead, you're going to have Troy Brecky there, number 30. He's had a real good season, 2.4 goals against average, .90 save average, so he gives them some strong goaltending. It should be a real close matchup tonight from what we saw in the opening games.
And Molman, as far as his season is concerned, is 13-3-1. We will say this one time at the top of the telecast, and will not use it for an excuse, but just to let you know, for Lou and myself and the rest of the broadcasters here in the building, the numbers for the Blaine Bengals from up here are going to be tough.
Yes, that's right. They really just blend right into the uniform from this vantage point. It's almost better to look at the monitor and try and pick the numbers up.
And we're underway. And coming in over the line, there's a drive, and it went just wide of the net. As the puck is loose on the boards, just underway from the Civic Center, as Blaine sets it up to the point on the right side, and firing it around is Larson. Trying to work it down to the corner, coming over to help out now. The Spuds will try to work it out. Paquin, Blake, and DiFiore on the opening shift here, and it's going to be played down in the corner, and we're going to have an icing called, and the faceoff will come up back in the Spud zone.
Paul, you're looking at Kurt Johnson, and he has one thing going for him tonight. He's got a much more senior team than this Moorhead squad. He's only got 1 sophomore in his team, whereas you've got a real young team. Moorhead's got 7 sophomores and 1 freshman, and they are a smaller team, so they like to rely on their quickness. Blaine's got 7 guys that are 6 feet or more, whereas Moorhead is a much smaller hockey club than Blaine.
And working it out of the zone, Arnold, Jacobson, and Salvovold are out now for the Moorhead Spuds. And it's played back down in the corner behind their goaltender, Molman. And the puck is loose now as the Spuds look to hold the zone. Just underway in the semifinal of Tier 1. Could be an exciting night here tonight at the St. Paul Civic Center. Trying to backhand it toward the slot. Blocked and knocked down. Salvovold looking for help, and it's going to be intercepted in the Blaine Bengals. Will play it down in the corner on the left side, and the Spuds go back. Jamison with it, looking for help from Salvovold to bring it out. The Bengals look to hold it in the corner and set it up, both teams at full strength. No penalties called in the game, and it's cleared from in front of the net. As the Spuds work it out of the zone, Wagner with it, and he drives it in behind the goaltender, Molman. Back go the Bengals at 17-6-3, and they start to center ice, and it's broken up by Marston, and he played it in over the line, went down on his knees, tried to flip it ahead, pushed back to center ice, and Grammer with it. He carries it in over the line. Grammer toward the net. Grammer right out in front, and it was blocked as he tried to come in. And it's loose now to the wing on the far side as Ryman turns and tries to bring it out. And it's played down to the corner of the right side in the Moorhead zone.
Rob Grammer picking up where he left off in the opening game, handling the puck very well, gave Moorhead an opportunity. He's just a sophomore, but he handles that puck like a senior, really has good hands.
Kraft comes in over the line, moves right out in front, and it's steered away from in front of the cage. We have 12 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the opening period. And they try to go backdoor, intended for Paquin in the corner on the play. As Moorhead tries to set it up, and Ryman with it will turn and he'll flip it in, and Brecky steers it away. 12 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. Jamison fired it around the boards on the breakout to Blake. Blake has DiFiore on his left, along with Paquin, and he moves right out in front, and it's centered through the crease, and it's knocked loose. No score. You're watching the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament live from the St. Paul Civic Center.
Power and performance.
performance are yours with Bending Branches hockey sticks, the hottest sticks on ice. Ask your dealer for Bending Branches hockey sticks.
Well, Moorhead had a good opportunity. Grammer coming all the way down the ice, makes a good move, tries to jam it on the short side. The goalie played him well. Molman, a big man, just held tight to the pipe, wouldn't let him come out with the puck. But Rob Grammer moved back to the point a month ago from forward, and he handles the puck like a forward. He really opens things up for that Moorhead Hockey Club.
Jameson and Brecky set it up to work it out of the zone for the Spuds. The center ice, and that's broken up by Larson. And he plays it back down to the corner. It's going to be chased down by Wegner. Wegner is bumped as Jablonic, Rompro, and Garvey are out. For the Bengals, at center ice, as Blaine will look to shift and move it in. DiFiore tied up the man from behind. Look out, here's a 2-on-1. Moving it in, the tip in front of the net as Blake couldn't get the shot.
Just a great effort by Pike when trying to get it across to Blake, but he just missed a little bit. It was really a good effort by Pake when he made a good move to his forehand, just missed on the pass. But that speed of Blake opens things up for Moorhead. He can cause problems in the middle.
And there's a drive right on, and the save was made. Jacobson fired it, and it comes all the way back out to center ice. Picked up by Marston, going cross ice on the play to Grammer. Grammer worked it in over the line, and there it's dumped back down in behind Brecky, and we'll have an icing call. You're watching the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament live from the St. Paul Civic Center.
Pass it on. Take your best shot and save on Magic Shot. Only a Warner Stallion, your appliance specialist.
Talking to Terry Cullen, the coach of Moorhead, before the game, he says we've got to get Jason Blake to skate the way he can because he's got great speed, and he has sure shown it already tonight. Some outstanding play by the Moorhead forwards. When they get those legs moving, they create a lot of problems for the puck carriers in the other team. They create turnovers and they get openings when they get the puck just through sheer speed, and they've got a lot of it.
And the Bengals will set it up to work it out of their own zone as Rickles, Marlowe, and Hillman are out. And it's going to be taken away by Grammer. And the puck is loose on the wing now as Moorhead brings it up ice. Arnold comes in over the line. Arnold on the lead, a backhander, and it's knocked down, saved by Molman. And the Bengals work it out of the zone. No score in the game so far. Coming in over the line, with it is Rickles. Cleared from his stick. And the puck loose on the near wing as Arnold comes back. He plays it around to Jameson. Jameson works the wing as the Bengals pressure in the corner, trying to hold it there. Wegner trying to work it loose with help from Arnold. They come around on the play, working it as Stafford trying to clear. And the puck is loose, and Moorhead sets it up in the neutral zone. With it is Josh Arnold. His drive wide of the net from outside the blue line. And it's played in again on Molman, and he covered up and made the save.
Molman's got great size in the net, 6'3", 185. He covers a lot of the net. When he stands up there and cuts the angles, it's going to be tough to get a real good shooting spot if he plays those angles quickly. And here's Josh Arnold coming down, sliding it through to Stafford. See how he moved across, played his angles perfectly. Stafford didn't get away a good shot, but Molman was there nonetheless.
And after the face-off, the draw is loose on the wing as Moorhead looks to hold it in on the far boards, but it's going to be dumped up ice, and chasing it down is Marston. And the puck is loose. They come left side. In over the line. With it is Haberlack. And Haberlack with it. Back to the point. Over to Marston. And it's deflected off his stick, and it comes back out over the center ice. And turning, trying to play it ahead. Marston with it. Marston on the play. Turned and played in over the blue line. Broken up by Oshu. Oshu to center ice, whistle, and play will be stopped. There's no score in the game, and we'll be back at the St. Paul Civic Center right after this timeout.
Mr. Murray?
Yeah?
Mr. Murray, this is TCF. If you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
Maybe make it easier for people to get a loan.
How would you do that?
Maybe let people apply by phone instead of coming in.
And how much do you need, Mr. Murray?
Jeez,
TCF, banking the way you want it.
One thing that Moorhead does very well, they move the puck up the middle. They don't always come out of their zone along the boards. So Blaine has got to try and shut that area off to contain him a little bit. Moorhead with that great speed, if you give him the puck up the middle, those wings can fly.
And coming in over the line with it, moving it right out, shot, and the save is made. As Romfo moved right out in front of the net. Moving it in, shot, and the goal by Rickles. His first goal of the year, and the Blaine Bengals lead it by a score of 1-0.
And the fellow that scared this Moorhead hockey team all night long, the one that Terry Cullen says they have to control, is Romfo, and he makes the play from behind the net. Just a great pass. Here he gets a good shot away. Great save. Puck's going to go behind the net. Watch Romfo behind the net right now. He gets the pass across from Jablonec. He centers it out in the front. And as that puck comes out to Rickles, he just puts it away. Rickles on a quick snapshot after an excellent setup from Romfo puts Blaine out in front 1-0 after Brecky had made a super save on Romfo himself.
The goal, his first of the year, and you talk about one that you're going to remember, huh, Lou?
And Rickles had come on a line change. Garvey had gone off, and he combined with the other two line mates of Garvey's, Jablonec and Romfo, to snap that pass right by Brecky to give Blaine a 1-0 lead.
That's the 24th assist of the year for Jablonec, and Romfo his 23rd of the year. An even strength goal and a 1-0 lead. And back in over the line comes Arnold. Arnold along with Salvovo trying to set it up. And they move it right out in front. Also on the line is Jacobson. Jacobson, Salvovo, and Arnold trying to set it up at the point. Drive by Marston, and a cover-up save by Molman.
When Blaine gets Moorhead down deep in their own zone, they should use the body a little bit more. Here's a shot from the point, going right up on Molman. He just makes the save. It was too high for number 5, Arnold, to deflect. But Arnold was able to come out of the corner because he wasn't taken out of the play. When you got the quickness that Moorhead got, you have to try and slow him down. And Blaine, with more size, has to lay the body on in their own zone. That would be a big help to him. We're going to see some ice out of the bucket right now to fill some holes along the boards that are chipping free. Just get some of that ice and fill it up, put some water on there, pack it in so that you don't have skates being stripped and people losing their balance behind the net with big pieces of ice being taken out there, Paul.
We have 8 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the first period as Kurt Johnson, in his second year at the helm, they earned the right to play in this game by beating Apple Valley.
Well, Romfo is the type of player that Coach Terry Cullen said before the game gives him fits on the power play because he operates from behind the net and they don't know how to handle it yet. Well, he did that at full strength, and he set up Rickles' goal to give Blaine the 1-0 lead here in the first period. 8:33 to go.
Romfo, a Mr. Hockey finalist in the state of Minnesota, heading to the Bulldogs of Minnesota Duluth. And there's a backhander, and the puck loose in front of the net. Heavy traffic, and the puck is still loose. Turning and firing a drive, and it's blocked and brought out of the zone. And we have a 1-0 game as it's carried in over the line, trying to pick it up. Youngberg shot wide. And it comes loose now, back up ice. Controlling it is Haberlack. Haberlack on the wing, he tried to lead Kraft, didn't work. And a check in the corner there as Kappas tried to pick it up. To the point on the right, drive fired by Grammer. Loose, there's a shot, picked out of the air as Haberlack, point blank range, and the save was made. You're watching the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament live from the St. Paul Civic Center.
Spring, when young lovers begin to think about
Camry. The all-new Toyota Camry. Homegrown and one of the best new cars and best in its class. There's a great selection during the Toyota Spring Drive sales event. And your Toyota dealer wants to talk Camry. Rated one of the 10 best in 92. And now, see the all-new Camry wagon at the Spring Drive sales event.
Spring is sprung.
Well, the line of Kraft, Haberlack, and Kappas giving fits to Blaine right now, but Molman making 2 saves. There's one. The puck's going to come free after the scramble around in front of the net, and a better chance comes after that. Number 15, watch Haberlack. He's going to come down the left side. Watch the glove of Molman just grab that one right out of the air. A real good shot by Haberlack in the far corner. Molman with an excellent save. Blaine still up 1-0.
And it's Blake DiFiore and Paquin. And it's going to be turned away now by the Bengals and moved up ice as they work it to the blue line of the Spuds. And going cross ice on the play is Jablonec down in the corner. Jablonec, Renfro, and Garby are out. Back to the point, there's a drive, and it went wide in traffic in front of the net. Didn't get through. Back up ice, controlling it is Blake. Blake lost it in the neutral zone. DiFiore can't handle the play. Flick to the blue line, and it's going to be chased in on Brecky, and he covered up, whistle, and play will be stopped back up at the blue line.
Both clubs having quick transition. When they get the puck, they're moving it up the ice quick. Each team have their legs moving. They're not standing around, causing some problems for the other club when they're able to move that puck up quickly. They're trying to get some outnumbered situations, 3-on-2s or 2-on-1s, but because of the quickness of each club, they're reacting well defensively when they do lose the puck.
And it's going to be set up now in the breakout. We have not had a penalty called in the game. Here comes Arnold in over the line with Haberlack. And the puck is loose. They move it right out in front. And this pad save is made in the rebound. Save against Jacobson.
Well, a good play by Arnold. He saw the short side cut off, so he continues around behind the net, tries to jam it on Molman. You see this? He knows he's got no room right there. He sees it's cut off. He goes around, tries to jam it. Rebound coming out to Jacobson right here, and even though Molman's down, he gets up in time to get his pad on that shot by Jacobson. Molman getting right back up after that first save on Arnold. Blocked the second one as well.
And a shot fired by Marston just wide. And chasing it down now goes Rickles along with Marston. Marston hustling back in his own zone. And at the point, it's going to be held in there by Zowski. Zowski looking for help, but it's cleared by Arnold. Arnold on the break. And whistle. And no, they thought there was a whistle. Saldivold looked like he tried to pull up. He continued the rush. And we have 6:25 remaining in the first period. The goal of the game came at the 6-minute mark. And moving it in, there's a shot. Kicked out of the rebound. The follow is blocked as it's played wide of the net. Blaine with some pressure of their own now as they try to set it up to the point to Skiba. From Skiba to the play in front of the net. And tying up his man was Jamison. And the puck comes loose. Working it up ice, controlling it is Haberlack. Or check it. Coming in over the line was Kraft. Kraft with it. Spun. Looked for help. Fired toward the net by Jamison. Behind, it goes on the play. Haberlack to the point. Fired right on, and Molman made the save. You're watching the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament live from the St. Paul Civic Center.
When it's time for redecorating, Menards has you covered. Abitibi vinyl decorator panels give you the look of wallpaper, now just $10.88. Mist tile boards are perfect for the kitchen or bath, just $14.99. Dutch Boy Confident paint is on sale, too. It goes on fast and easy, plus it's guaranteed for 6 years. Latex flat is just $6.99 a gallon. Redecorate and save on paint and paneling from Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Well, Troy Brecky's also had to make some good saves along the way, and here's one from Renfro. He gets a good shot. Rebound goes right back out to Jablonec, but he wasn't able to put it away. Even though the shot's 8-5 for Moorhead, Brecky tested with a couple of tough ones as well.
And the face-off, Blake worked it rink wide. It comes on the play to center ice. Both teams at full strength. Going back to set it up is Wegner. His breakout pass is held in. Blocked and save made by Brecky. The rebound fired out in front. And in traffic it was cleared. A couple of opportunities there, Lou.
Real good opportunities. And Marlowe has to be talking to himself because he had 2 of them from point blank. Brecky with some big saves to keep this 1-0 Blaine.
Incidentally, Marlowe has a deep thigh bruise, and they're wondering how long he's going to be able to go. And with it is Marston, with it on the play out of the zone to DiFiore. Angled it off the sideboard. And down goes Blake, and did we get the call? No.
Yeah.
Got an icing call.
Just an icing call. The crowd roared. They saw the linesman put up his hand, but that wasn't a penalty. It was a good try at it, you might say, because a little bit of a dive. As we were saying earlier, Chad Marlowe with 2 chances on Brecky. Watch him just intercept that pass. Goes down deep, gets deflected on the net, and he follows up with a shot there and a second shot on Brecky. Brecky makes 2 saves.
And to draw, the shot is wide. It was fired by Zowski. Held it at the point now and carried deep in the zone. 4 minutes, 53 seconds remaining. And it's centered right out in front. Pressure to the left side of the cage. And the puck comes loose, and it's going to be headland up ice now as it rolls in over the blue line. And the Bengals will go back to set it up. Skyba with it. And it's moved right out in front. Shot on goal on the photo. Arnold in front of the net along with Jacobson.
Arnold's probably going to get credit for that goal. It was Arnold getting the rebound of Jacobson after the puck gets turned over behind the net. Jacobson comes out, gets a shot. Molman makes the first save. Josh Arnold, just a sophomore, quick hands, tied for the lead and scoring on his hockey club. Makes no mistake from in close by putting it up high. There's the turnover. Jacobson stealing it, coming out front to the first shot. The second one by Arnold, up and over the goaltender. They're giving 16 an assist as well, but he really shouldn't get one on that. It was taken away by Jacobson to Arnold. They're also adding Salvold on the assist, but no doubt about that. Play by Arnold. No mistake. In tight, up high. That's the only place to put it. That's where he put it. On a rebound of Jim Jacobson's shot. 1-1 here with 4:32 to go in the first period.
And Arnold now is 51 points on the season, Lou, and 27 goals.
Well, you can see how he gets them. He's been having a real good night all the way along the line, handling the puck extremely well. Had a number of chances earlier. He's just a sophomore, a youngster, but he really handles the puck very, very smartly. He's got good moves. He can go right or left, and he's got quick hands. And when he's around the net like that, he puts them up there and makes no mistake.
Their top 3 scorers are all center icemen. In Blake with 50, Arnold with 50, and Kraft with 40 coming into this game. Face-off coming up now to the right side as Blake will try to win the draw. DiFiore is out with Paquin. And they're going to switch up, and Paquin will go in. Blake. And it's going to be set up now and trying to work it to the net as the Bengals of Blaine in a 1-1 game. Working up ice, they come in over the line. Both teams are at full strength here now as Garvey is out with Ronfro and Jablonec. It's played down in the corner with 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. They come back to the point on the play. And Larson trying to work it in front of the net. There's a little pile up there, and it's going to be cleared by the Spuds. As they work it up ice, one-on-one, coming back in over the line. Moving it in, and not able to get off. A solid shot was Blake. And the puck is loose in the corner. It's dug out by Blake. Blake moving in the circle to the right side. He fired it right on. And a triple throw, and Molman covered up. And it popped loose, and there's pressure by the Spuds, and a penalty's going to be whistled. And they come out on top. Paquin with a drive, and it comes back to center ice. They'll continue to play here. Marston with it. Marston in the neutral zone. Carried it in over the line. Marston on the play to Paquin with a drive, and that's blocked. Rebound. Shot. Hit the side of the net off the stick of Marston. And the puck is loose, and gaining control is the Bengals. But Lou Nanne, it's going to be power play hockey.
That's right, with a cross-check call going against Blaine at this time. And the game tied at 1. You're going to see a power play for Moorhead. And the one thing that Moorhead did very well at that time, when they had the delayed penalty, they never had lost their poise or cool. They made sure they got control of the puck, and they got it back in the zone. Oshie now going out for cross-checking. But Moorhead with a couple of chances, a good play by Marsden taking the puck up ice initially. Here's a shot. Now watch Semifinals poke at the puck. It just squirts free. It's behind the goaltender there, Molman, and he had lost sight of it. Moorhead not able to capitalize.
And a man advantage, 1:52 remaining. There's a drive. Shot on goal by Marston. His 6th goal of the year as he fired it into the net. And Moorhead leads in the game 2-1.
Well, Marsden probably will get credit for the goal, but watch number 8 right to the left of Moman, bothering Moman, and really might have even got a stick on it after the pass from Grammer. Watch a nice little play. Grammer right there to Marsden. He shoots. Now watch in your screen, number 8 beside the net. He was just a Moman's left, and he was there enough to maybe just give the goaltender some thought about whether he touched the puck or not. Right there, that's number 8, right off the side. He went to touch it, missed it. Marsden gets the goal with the assist going to Grammer. A great pass from Grammer, by the way. And DiFiorio also got an assist who got that puck initially to Grammer.
So it's a 2-1 game here from the St. Paul Civic Center. Jamieson with it, turning and trying to play it ahead. It's taken away by Rickles as he carried it in over the line, and it's driven down along the end board. 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining as Kappas with it. On the lead to Kraft to center ice. Kraft comes in over the line with the wing. Skates in behind the goal and didn't take the shot. Instead dropped it. And it's going to be set up to the point. There's a drive, and it was blocked out in front as Wagner had fired it from the point. In a 2-1 game. And the puck loose down in the corner as the Spuds of Moorhead. Blaine works it with Rickles behind the net. Around to Skyba. Turning, trying to bring it out. It's going to be played by Rickles up ice. Rickles comes in over the line. And Rickles' shot deflected, and the pass came to the right, but it's broken up and brought back up ice. Haberlack carried it to the blue line and lost it there. And it's backhanded in over the line by Kraft. And the Bengals will go back and set it up. As they'll work it up ice in the wing to center ice. Broken up by Jacobson, who played it in over the line, and it rolls in on Moman, who turned and fired it out. And then it's going to be dumped back by Marsden in the corner.
Little dangerous play there by Moman, trying to clear the puck, almost put it on the defenseman's stick, and he would have had an open net.
And coming up ice and over the line, trying to go back door on the play to Jablonec. And they center it right out in front. The puck came loose. They work the point on the wing to set it up to Garvey. Garvey tried to play it ahead. We have 1:20 remaining here. Back to the point on the play. There's a drive by Larson. Blocked from in front by Marsden and backhanded out.
Well, Blaine's got to use their points more because they're wide open. If they use the points, Moorhead really comes back deep in their own zone with all 5 and leaves the points wide open for some good shots.
And coming over, Salvable waiting in the slot, but they can't get him to play. The Bengals turn and they work it to neutral ice. 53 seconds remaining.
It'll be an elbow, yes, definitely an elbow call there. No doubt about that one. When you watch the replay in this, you'll see him get his hands up a little high. I think it was Garvey. As the puck is up high and the defense was going to play it, there's the elbow right under the chin. And so Moorhead, which capitalized so quickly in the other power play, in fact, you could get 2 elbows. And defenseman Joel Jamieson, just a freshman, takes a heavy check from Garvey, an elbow under the chin. Moorhead leading 2-1 on the power play again with 51 seconds to go in this period.
And with the face-off coming up here, the 2 goals of the game for Moorhead have been scored by Arnold, his 27th of the year, and by Marsden, his 6th of the year. Scoring for the Blaine Bengals, it was Rickles. His first goal of the season. And working it in behind the net. And right out in front, Paquin after the initial shot and the centering pass from Blake. And it's turned, and it's going to be played back down in the corner.
One thing we talked about in the first game is that Moorhead doesn't use their points that often either. They did in the last power play, and they got a goal by Marsden. And this time they had the opportunity to do it again and just try to jam it in close.
And Kraft tried to move it to the slot, and the Bengals are going to clear it out. And, pardon me, Lou.
Anytime you've got your team just, the opposition sagging back deep, those points got to be open.
And moving it in, Paquin tried to cut to the net. And also there was Kraft moving it in, shot deflected as Wagner had fired it. And a little check after the end of the period is over, Lou, and we stand at 2-1. Your reaction?
Well, it was a real good played period. Fast pace, some intensity. I think Blaine started out good. They had a little lag.
$100. Checking accounts. Harris speaking. It's for you.
Me?
Miss Riley?
Yeah?
This is TCF, Miss Riley.
Yeah?
If you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
I'd make them offer free checking with no minimum balance.
Who is that?
Thank you, Miss Riley. Oh, beautiful day, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks.
No, thank you.
TCF, banking the way you want it.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
My dad taught me everything I know about cars. He only got one thing wrong. He never told me to bring my car to CarX for brakes.
I always went some other place.
These guys are real pros. I get quality parts and a lifetime guarantee on my shoes and pads.
I always went some other place.
Dad, do you think you get expert work like this for so little at some other place?
What other place?
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom. Don't worry, call the CarX man.
Contact herbicides only work for one day, the day you spray. But weeds can come back, so check out Banvel, the only post-emerge, no atrazine alternative that works from day one. Spray it at spike for residual control of the toughest broadleaves all the way to canopy, with no second flushes. So don't settle for one-day control. Get control from day one with Banvel.
There are two kinds of cars. The cars you love to drive and the cars you need to drive. With a 200 horsepower V6 and room for your family, Chevy Lumina Euro 3.4 is two kinds of car for one kind of driver. You. The cars more people depend on. Want to drive one? The less? Piece of cake. Lease it and pay less every month. How? How else? With Smart Lease by GMAC.
That's today's Chevy.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Primetime News Update. I'm Robin Robinson. Two of Minnesota congressmen responsible for writing bad checks at the House Bank take different approaches to apologizing to constituents tonight. But both Republican Vin Weber and Democrat Jerry Sikorsky are saying they're sorry. Weber wrote 125 overdrafts totaling nearly $48,000. And we spoke to him over the phone from Washington tonight because he declined a camera interview. He apologized, saying he should have closed the account when he realized the banking policies were wrong. Democrat Jerry Sikorsky wrote 671 overdrafts totaling almost $120,000.
I'm finally responsible for this. My name was on the account. I should have been more attentive, and there's no blame but for me.
We'll hear more from Sikorsky and Weber along with voters' reactions tonight on Primetime News Between Games. Turning to national news, all this mess regarding rubber checks comes after the House of Representatives voted unanimously to disclose all 355 names of current and former members who passed checks with insufficient funds. The House Sergeant-at-Arms Jack Russ, who ran the now-defunct House Bank, resigned last night. In Texas, a confessed child molester who volunteered to be castrated as part of his sentence is changing his mind. Stephen Butler now says he wants to be tried for the rape of a teenage girl. And a Florida judge has granted evangelist Jim and Tammy Baker a divorce. Neither side is making a claim for alimony. Tammy Faye filed for divorce because she says the stress of Jim behind bars is hurting her health. The divorce comes just 2 weeks short of the couple's 31st wedding anniversary. The fate of the U of M's Waseca campus will wind up in the hands of the legislature. Today, the university's Board of Regents voted to authorize school administrators to meet with two groups, the Senate Finance Committee and the House Appropriations Committee. After consultation, it will be decided whether the campus should stay in the hands of the state or turned over to the city of Waseca for its own use. It was just 1 year ago that the Board of Regents voted to close the campus. So far, several ideas have been suggested for its use, from an agricultural research center to a penal institution. Minneapolis police arrested 5 people last night and say it's indirectly connected to the murder of a man earlier this week. Police were called to this home by a man who said he was being threatened. The man had information about the murder of Sean Woods, who was shot to death on Monday. Police say several of the people taken into custody had guns and may have been trying to intimidate the man with information on Woods' death. Tonight, the matter is still being investigated and no charges have been filed. Minneapolis Orpheum Theater will soon undergo a $10.5 million facelift. City Council members voted today to expand and renovate the nostalgic building. Construction is expected to begin later this summer and be completed sometime next year. Organizers say money for the improvements will come from a surcharge on ticket sales. More than 1,000 minority students took advantage today of the first annual Summer Enrichment Program Fair. At the fair, students could get information on more than 80 summer programs aimed at increasing the academic success of minority students in Minnesota. Those programs include summer classes and camps on subjects ranging from cross-cultural understanding to computer science, law, and medicine. Well, that's it for now. Perry Williams will be back during the next intermission for a complete sports update. And then after the game, join us for an updated edition of Primetime News. Right now, it's back to hockey here on Receptive Channel 9. See you soon.
It's the monster video selection that took over the Twin Cities, now showing at Tidal Wave. Every Tidal Wave has mountains of copies of Boys in the Hood guaranteed.
I want to do something with my life, all right? I want to be somebody.
Rent Boys in the Hood when you want it or rent it free.
Here's what Tidal Wave. There's plenty for everyone. Music and video shows.
See the monster video selection now showing exclusively at Tidal Wave.
Last month I was meeting with Phil, our biggest customer, when I got the bad news.
It's not easy working with you. Your lines are always busy.
You can bet I solved that problem. Now I have enough phone lines, and I have them organized, with some for customers, one for my fax, and others for our computers, which means anyone can reach us, especially Phil.
Call U.S. West to add the phone lines your business needs. U.S. West Communications, making the most of your time.
Sometimes I dream that he is me. You got to see that's how I dream to be. I dream I move. I dream I groove. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike. I'm gonna be like Mike. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike. Be like Mike. If I could be like Mike.
Where do we go for the elite of treats? Dairy Queen. This is neat. Get a Blizzard flavor treat for just $1.39. Or a Breeze frozen yogurt treat for just $1.39. Both are blended with your choice of fruit, chocolate, cookies, or candy. Just $1.39 each. Blizzard flavor treat, Breeze frozen yogurt treat. We give you taste, we give you value, we treat you right. Dairy Queen.
This is the 1992 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. Moorhead leading Blaine after one period. We'll have more in a moment from the St. Paul Civic Center.
The 6 best product showrooms in the Twin Cities are going out of business. Best has always had excellent prices. This gives you the unmatched opportunity to save even more. Cashiers deduct 30% off the low discount price on every item in Best's entire jewelry department, including all diamonds, pearls, rings, necklaces, and watches. And cashiers deduct 20% off the low marked price of everything else in the store. All home furnishings, gifts, electronics, toys, everything. Come to Best today and find a truly once-in-a-lifetime savings opportunity.
You're watching an amazing piece of equipment coming off the assembly line. In test after test, the Bryant Plus 90i is rated the most energy-efficient gas furnace on the market today. Paired with Bryant air conditioning that's equally energy stingy, makes for a home comfort system that leaves the competition cold when it comes to energy efficiency at an affordable price. And right now, there are special pre-season incentives to help make owning this top-rated combination even more affordable. Ask one of these Bryant dealers about them.
Come on, Raisin Bran is Raisin Bran. What's this? Total Raisin Bran, huh? Big crisp flakes, lots of raisins. This is amazing. Total Raisin Bran has 100% of lots of vitamins and minerals. And Kellogg's has only one. I'm surprised.
Total Raisin Bran. The Raisin Bran with the total difference.
I just assumed they were all the same, but they're not.
What if you left all your worries behind? You grabbed the family, your skis, maybe a picnic lunch. What you'd have is freedom. Introducing the Freedom Machines from Sea-Doo.
Freedom!
check your local Yellow Pages or call toll-free 1-800-882-2900.
Thanks for watching KMSP Receptive Channel 9.
We're getting ready for second period action. Moorhead showing great speed, taking a 2-1 lead over Blaine after spotting the Bengals the first goal of the game. A reminder that today's tournament triples number for TCF is, gotta check my card and the screen, and it's 33090. We invite you to go into any TCF branch and pick up a game card. You could win $1,000. Tune in tomorrow for a new winning number, and we'll repeat this number later for those of you that missed it. Tournament Triples is brought to you by TCF, banking the way you want it. Intermission, our special guest is one of the longtime observers, maybe the longtime observer of the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. His name is Joe Miller. He's from the east side of St. Paul. And Joe, tell the folks when you started going to the state tournament.
I started going to the state tournament back in 1946. That was the first tournament, and I haven't missed one since then.
Now, in the early days of the tournament, they didn't sell season tickets. And you were telling me a story about when that developed and what the circumstance was. Can you repeat that for us?
Well, offhand, back in around 1955, they started selling season tickets, and I was number one in line, believe it or not, to get season tickets, and I do get 4 season tickets right now.
And needless to say, Joe has a good seat. He's on the red line, 4 seats, and they're of great significance this time in March. So much so that I know that you moved away from the Twin Cities, and you still make this an annual event.
I moved to Colorado Springs about 11 years ago, and I come back every year for the tournament itself.
How's it changed in the 40-odd years?
Well, I believe the high school skaters are bigger and better, and I believe they do get more training in special schools that they do go to.
Okay, Joe, thanks for stopping by, and continued success. Keep coming home. We need the tradition.
Thank you.
All right, Joe Miller, a East Sider, back to watch his hockey tournament. He's been doing it for 46 years. Brian Bonin, our student-athlete commentator from White Bear Lake High School, is standing by near the ice. Brian, you played against Blaine. You haven't seen a lot of Moorhead, but they're showing us something here in the first period, aren't they?
Well, definitely right now, Moorhead is really coming out very hard against this Blaine team. Most of the shots are in Moorhead's favor, the quality shots, but you got to give Blaine some credit. They put the first goal on the board, and they're down with a penalty right now in the second period. And I think we'd look to see Moorhead take advantage of that and maybe go up 3-1. But I think the key to this game is to get more of the quality shots in the slot area. Let's go back upstairs.
And I want to know when you started your involvement with the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
46. No. 64.
Lou, it was a pretty good first period, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. We saw a lot of speed by both teams. We saw some heavy checking, usually by Blaine, but they didn't do enough of it to keep Moorhead off balance. But both clubs showed why they're here. They've got good speed, good puck handling ability, and some great shooters. And especially that Romfo, he can be awful dangerous when Blaine gets him in the offensive zone, and he's out 10, 15 feet. As a matter of fact, because of him, he set up that first goal. That's how Blaine gets on the board initially. He gets a shot, the puck ends up behind the net, and he moves the puck so well. Here he comes, he takes a shot right here, then the puck is going to be knocked behind the net. He continues behind the net, and he's back there now. He just centers it right out to Reichels. Reichels is all alone in front, and he just snaps that puck home to put Blaine up 1-0. However, one thing Moorhead does have, they've got a lot of clever centermen, and one of them is Josh Arnold.
On this goal that'll come up here, tying the game at 1 apiece.
That's right. Watch number 5 in front, but number 8 does all the work. Jacobson behind the net, steals the puck on a turnover, comes out, tries to jam it. The rebound comes to number 5 up high over Molman, who's a big goaltender. That's why Josh Arnold's the leading scorer in this hockey club. He knows where to put the puck.
So at that point, it was a 1-1 hockey game, and here is what right now is the leading goal of the game.
And Marsden gets a shot down low. Jacobson in front bothering Molman, but he beats him down low. And this is something that Moorhead doesn't do enough of. They're on the power play at the time. They centered that puck back. Actually, it came from Grammer, who's a good defenseman. He was down low, moved the puck back up. But the forwards of Moorhead, when they're on the power play, should try and use the points more. They continually try to jam the puck from in front. And that really is an easier time for Blaine to handle the puck and get it loose. Moorhead has the opportunity now. They've still got 1 minute and 8 seconds on a power play. They got to throw it around to try and get it back to the point. That could open things up for him and give him maybe an opportunity to score, as Marsden did to put Moorhead up 2-1.
So we're ready to go with the second period of play-by-play action here from the Civic Center in St. Paul. And don't forget, there's another game coming up tonight. And that should be a great contest between Cloquet and Bloomington Jefferson. Wagner sliding it to center ice. We have 52 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Salvable moving to the net. Couldn't get the tip. And it's cleared in the corner as Marston will hold it in. Marston, the defenseman, deep in the zone on the man advantage. He sets it up near the circle, trying to fire it through traffic.
Yeah, you try to force passes through people is not the play. He should have just laid that puck right back to Wagner there, and Wagner could have taken the shot, the same kind of shot that Marsden scored on.
And they'll move it up ice again. It's Wagner on the rush on the lead to Marston. And it's going to be taken away, and it's driven back in on Brecky as he turned and worked it around the boards. Coming over to help out is Marston again. And he played it back to the blue line of the Blaine Bengals here. And it's going to be held in. Moving it, trying to go to the slot. Blake with a drive, and that was deflected as he tried to maintain control of the puck. And he had to back it out to the neutral zone and then work it in over the line. And back at full strength here as the Blaine Bengals have worked the penalty time off. And it's going to be set up now with it is Grammer. And it's taken away at the blue line, trying to work it through. And the puck is loose, and moving it in. There's a shot, hit the pipe. It had been fired by Rickles. He has the goal of the game for Blaine, and he almost got number 2.
Boy, he sure snapped that one off. He had the goaltender beaten. It just caught the far side. But he got a great setup from Hillman out of the corner on that shot of his.
And it goes back to the net. Now they try to center it. Shot to goal. As they get the goal and tie the game at 2 apiece.
Chad Marlowe following up the play, and Hillman makes an excellent play. He thinks like he's going around the net. Everybody feels he's going around the net, and he just backhands it on the short side. Marlowe following up that play just beat Brecky, who was already looking the other way. Watch this as the puck's kept deep. That's Hillman going behind. Now look at the little drop backhand pass right out to Marlowe. Marlowe right there on the doorstep. Everybody thinks that Hillman's going around the net, but he just does go and leaves the puck right out in the slot area. Perfect play by Hillman. The Swedes, and especially the Europeans, but the Swedes of note, started using this play a lot, especially when you've got a lot of ice surface behind the net, as you do here in this tournament and in the Olympic-sized rinks. They continue to go around the net. Now it's passing the short side, and they really made a great deal of use of it and had a lot of success with it.
And they've officially credited the goal to Hillman with the assist to Marlowe. And we have a cover up there by Brecky on the save. It's a 2-2 game. We'll be back live at the Civic Center right after this timeout.
Unlimited cups of coffee, now at Perkins.
Well, Blaine coming out, and after killing off that first minute and 8 seconds of men disadvantage that they were facing, they come right back down with a couple of nice plays. Initially, they hit the pipe on a good shot by Rickles, and then Marlowe, even though they've credited that goal to Rickles, I think it'll be given back to Marlowe, who scored the goal, and they tied this at 2.
Working it up ice now is Paquin as he played it in over the line. Chasing it down in the corner goes Blake and Paquin to try and set it up. And we have a 2-2 game here from the Civic Center as Wagner held it in, played it down to the corner. Coming over to help out is Blake. And the puck is played up ice, and it's controlled. Jablonec had it and re-intercepted there by Jamieson, who drove it back down in the Bengal zone. Working it up ice, coming in over the line. And that is Jablonec as he tried to center it. He tried to move to the net, but it was cleared. And the puck is going to be picked up at center ice by Wagner. Wagner comes in over the line, backhands it down in the corner. We're at the 12-minute and 5-second mark in the second period, and this game is tied at 2 apiece. Paquin with it. Paquin plays it in over the line. Chasing it down is Kraft, and whistle and an icing will be called here.
Boy, and he didn't miss him by much, because had Kraft got that pass, Paquin just missed him by a foot, or he'd have been home free, all alone. When you turn that puck over at center ice and your defensemen are coming with you, you better keep the puck ahead of you, because if you're just dropping passes and turn it over, all you see is open area for the opposition if they get that puck.
And the face-off in the draw is going to be cleared from in front of the net by Marston. Marston works the wing on the break. They move it up ice. Kappas is out with his line mate. It over the line, trying to move it in a shot. And the rebound is cleared on the wing. Trying to pick it up, Kraft, and whistle, and play will be stopped. It's 2-2. And you're watching the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament from the Civic Center in St. Paul.
Twin Cities Leather and Boot Warehouse Sale. 50% off and more. Twin Cities Leather and Boot Warehouse Sale. Downtown Hopkins, Blaine, and the Burnhaven Mall, Burnsville.
Well played by Jeff Zalski after Kraft makes a great backhand pass to Haberlack. It looks like he's free. Zalski comes across, knocks him off the puck, and Haberlack really couldn't get a good shot away. He gets taken heavily into the boards, but he's okay, and he's up now. But defenseman Jeff Zalski of Blaine with a fine defensive play there.
And it's cleared to center ice, and coming back is Grammer. Grammer works it back in over the line, and they try to set it up to Kraft, and it's played away from him. Both teams at full strength here. The puck is in the neutral zone as the Spuds backhanded down to the corner. Chasing it down is Skyba, who worked it in behind the goal. On the breakout now, they move it up the far boards, and it's going to be played back in the zone as Molman watches it go by. And the Bengals go back to set it up. It was Skyba who worked it off the boards, trying to pick it up. Heavy collision right on top of the goal on the backhander as it was scored by Kappas. His 14th goal of the year on the turnover in the zone of the Bengals.
And the turnover gets caused because of the fine play of Jacobson, who's having a great night here tonight. He causes another turnover. This time it comes to Kappas, who puts it away. Watch as the forecheck comes in from Kappas right there. Now watch number 8 as he comes into your screen. Right here, knocks the defenseman off the puck. The puck comes loose. Kappas gets it, and he puts it away as Moorhead goes back into the lead. Kappas in the corner, some strong forechecking, and a little bit of help from Arnold, and a lot of help right here from Big Jacobson, who knocks the Blaine defenseman back a bit, but the puck comes free to Kappas, and he puts it away.
And that is the third assist of the night now for Jacobson. And also picking up an assist in that goal was Wagner, and for him his ninth of the year. And working it up ice in the break, it over the line to drop Salvador. Had got it from Arnold, but he couldn't get off the clean backhander, and it's going to be cleared. 3-2 the score. And we're in the second period here from the St. Paul Civic Center. And it's played back down to the corner on the left side as the Spuds will go back and set it up. And trying to pin it on the near boards, the Blaine Bengals, and hold the zone. But it comes all the way back to the neutral zone. And there will be played back down to the corner.
That play by Josh Arnold was great. He took that pass from Jameson off his leg and made a good pass. Just unfortunately for their team, his line mate couldn't convert, but a good play by Josh Arnold to take a bad pass off his leg and not affect the rush at all.
And trying to move it in. There's a drive. A shot is tipped in for a goal. And
what a play by Rompu again. Mr. Hockey candidate, as you said earlier, Paul, does it here. He's the guy doing it for Blaine thus far, and he centers that pass to Garby at the right side of the net on Brecky's left, and Garby has nothing but open net. Big number 26, Mr. Hockey candidate, a fine hockey player. He's crossed, that puck gets centered right across, and Garby, I think it's number 8, puts it away. So Jablonec and Garby, actually Hillman will get an assist rather than Jablonec because he wasn't on yet. And Garby puts this game back to tie with 3 each. Blaine and Moorhead in a seesaw battle, getting opportunities left and right and capitalizing on them now.
And we've got a tie game at 3 apiece. And they move it up ice, controlling it now. Working it in over the line as Garby with his 8th goal of the year. They try to send it right out in front. Shot, backhander is taken. Burning, turning and firing it on the net. There's a flurry in front of the net as DiFiorino had a couple of opportunities. We're tied at 3. And you're watching the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament live, and we'll be right back.
Why do you get a great cut at Great Clips? Ask our stylist.
It's my reputation on the line.
You're going to get the best haircut possible.
You want people to feel good about themselves. Do you want it curly? Do you want it straight? We care that they're happy.
At Great Clips, you get salon quality style without the salon price. Our specially trained stylists make the difference.
Our stylist, your style. We guarantee it.
Oh, the Moorhead Hockey Club, especially DiFiore and Blake and Paquin, have to be shaking their heads. This is Blake right here. He's going to get the puck out front. DiFiore following up. There's the first shot by DiFiore, and he misses one. Another couple are missed right here. This is Blake and DiFiore and Paquin all trying to jam it in. Molman with outstanding work in the nets to keep that puck out and keep the score tied at 3.
And it's set up now at center ice in a 3-3 game with 9 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the second period. And the puck is loose over by the bench area. It was 1-0 Blaine, then 2-1 Moorhead, then 2-2, now 3-2, and then 3-3. And it's going to be played up ice coming in over the line. Selgerbold off on the play to Arnold. Moved in a shot, kicked out. Right on was Jacobson with a drive, and Molman with a nice reaction
What
save.
a great save by Molman, and what a leg save on Jacobson, and what a night Jacobson's having. A good three-way passing play, only to be beat by Molman in the nets for Blaine.
And it comes back out over to center ice, and it's set up by Wagner in over the line. Kappas with it. As Kappas tries to get some help, moves in. Backhander, and it's kicked out by Molman. Back up ice comes the Blaine Bengals, 2-on-2. They work it in over the line, coming in on the wing. Poke check clear there as it was played away by Jacobson. Back at the point, held in, and Larson fired it right on. Or Zowski, pardon me. And it's played back of the net now. They move it right out in front. And there's pressure. Brecky turned it away. The puck came loose, and going over to try and pick it up on the wing is Haberlack. Haberlack looking for help from Marston. Marston works the wing on the left side to center ice, and that's broken up.
And that's the best scoring chance that Blaine had that didn't score on. What a chance for Hillman right in front. A great save by Brecky.
And they got a little scrum going there at center ice.
The good thing about it, though, the referees are letting them play. They're not standing there and blowing whistles and telling them, okay, we're going to face it off. They're saying, play the puck, get it free.
And with it is Paquin. Paquin on the lead. Coming in over the line, Blake and DiFiore, but it's going to be broken up. Nice play there by Jablonec. Turning, trying to headman it up ice. And the puck is loose in the neutral zone. In a 3-3 contest with 7:32 remaining. Moving it in, there's a shot. And the cage got knocked loose, and play is going to be stopped. You're watching the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament live from the St. Paul Civic Center.
It may take a few years to make it to the pros, but you can always play like the pros with a slap sock stick from Christian Brothers. The braided slap sock blade with its diamond design has greater strength and impact resistance than standard fiberglass wrap. It's more responsive, more durable, and that gives you the advantage every time. Play like the pros with the slap sock blade from Christian Brothers.
Quality chances by both clubs, and here's a great one for Blaine as the puck gets centered out right here, and look right in front. Hillman just robbed on that one by Brecky after a fine setup from behind the net by Marlowe.
It's a 3-3 game at 7:28 in the second period. And off the draw, drive in and went in as it was fired by Grammer. May have been tipped in.
It was tipped. It was tipped in front by DiFiore, but there's a case you win the face-off, and especially when you get the shot from the point through screens. And that's what Moorhead's not been getting enough of. Shots from the blue line, but they get one there. Grammer gets the pass back, and he lets fly, and watch number 7 in front just change the direction of the puck, and he scores a goal. Right off the face-off, puck coming back, Grammer shooting right there. You see number 7 in front? He changes the direction of the puck, and they've got to give him the goal, I'm sure. Steve DiFiore putting Moorhead ahead 4-3 after a good deflection off a shot by Grammer.
And that's the 7th goal of the year, matching his number for DiFiore. And coming back now to set it up in this 4-3 game in this seesaw affair. Trying to move it right out in front. Whistle. And no whistle. The puck is loose on the far side. Going down to the corner, trying to set it up. They move it right out in front. Kick, save, and a rebound. Shot fired right on by Garvey. And there's a pile-up in front of the net.
Oh, what a good save. What a good save in that case right there. Whenever you got a shot from 25 feet out like Oshu had there, you can move in and let fly, and he does that. He gets great wood on it. What a save by Brecky. The puck is knocked free, and here's Ramfou again, taking the shot, the puck coming back to the point. Actually, that was Hillman, and there's Oshu moving in from the point with great wood on that. And boy, a fine save by Brecky, because Hillman has gone down and right in front of the net. He's slashing away at him, but he holds on to that puck after the save is made.
And we've got a penalty that has been whistled against Jameson of Moorhead. Their first penalty of the game. We've also got a matching penalty up on the board.
It looks like Hillman. Yeah, it is Hillman.
Right.
As you said at the top of the show, it's really tough to see numbers on that blue outfit of Blaine, but that is Hillman with Jameson off, so we'll be playing 4-4.
And here is Blake. Blake with it now. Turned and tried to play it toward the net. 6 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the second period. And it is all the way back down in the zone of the Spuds as they turn and try to work it out. Going back in behind the goal to set it up now in this 4-3 game. Moorhead is out in front, moving it in. There's a shot, and it's kicked away. Nice play by Rickles. And the puck is loose now, trying to hold the zone. Was Oshu. Take it away. And coming in, trying to sliding, and Paquin with a drive. The kick saved by Molman. And back up ice come the Bengals, and they dump it in. And we're down to 6:07 remaining in the second period. And working it up ice now in the neutral zone. Blake looking for help. Got it from Arnold. Comes right side to Grammer. Grammer in over the line. They got Paquin moving to the net. They can't get him to play as it went off the body and the skate of Zowski. Back up ice now. Coming back in over the line. Come the Blaine Bengals as they try to work it to the net. In a 4-3 game with 5:41 remaining. Both teams are shorthanded a man. We're 4-on-4 plus goaltenders. And we're moving it up ice. Kappas comes in over the line. Salvavold controls it down in the corner. Salvavold tries to work between the rings. Played it rink wide, and it's going to be broken up. And the Blaine Bengals now move it in the neutral zone, and they'll backhand it in the corner. Going back is Marston to set it up. Marston quickly skates out of his own zone. Looking at the clock, weaving his way to the blue line. Comes in over the line on the solo rush, carried it, and tried to go to Salvavold. Went behind him, and it's held in by Wagner with a drive. Blocked. Salvavold turns and holds it in. Both teams back at full strength. And the puck is loose in the neutral zone. Coming it over the line. Trying to set it up for the drive there was Haberland. Lost control of it on the play. Kraft over to try and set it up. And now back up ice. The Bengals come in over the line. Trying to beat Wagner, the defenseman. The drive and the save made and the rebound cleared. 4 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here as the puck is loose. Back of the goal to Brecky. It's a 4-3 game, and we'll be back at the Civic Center after this timeout.
You're watching an amazing piece of equipment coming off the assembly line. In test after test, the Bryant Plus 90i is rated the most energy-efficient gas furnace on the market today. Paired with Bryant air conditioning that's equally energy stingy, makes for a home comfort system that leaves the competition cold when it comes to energy efficiency at an affordable price. And right now, there are special pre-season incentives to help make owning this top-rated combination even more affordable. Ask one of these Bryant dealers about them.
4-on-4, Coach Terry Cullen moved Arnold back to the point. He almost got burned there because Rickles stole it, got a good shot away. Great save by Brecky, and then end-to-end action. You see Blake feeding Paquin right here. Paquin with a good shot, backhand shot on Molman. He makes a save. Both clubs having opportunities. That's what you get when you get 4-on-4 action. It's wide open, and each club getting a good opportunity.
Ryman along with Nelson and Youngberg are out for the Bengals. And it's set up now with 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. And coming in over the line, moving it in, drive, hit the pipe and came out. Ryman had fired it and worked on the wing. And the puck is loose now, and it's going to be cleared out of the zone. Moving it up ice now as the Spuds come in over the line. And the play from Jacobson in the slot. Drive and the cover-up save. Rebound pop loose. Turning, trying to get it. Upran with it. And it's set up on the wing on the left.
We're going to get a delayed call here against Blaine. Interference call on Josh Arnold to the right of the net. Arnold was taken down when he didn't have the puck, so the Blaine defenseman's going to be going off after a good opportunity. Was stopped by Molman again as Moorhead brought that puck up ice 3-on-2, made a play, had a good opportunity. Here's the first one, though, Ryman had for Blaine. He had Brecky beat, and the puck actually hit the pipe. Watch the pipe. Seemed like it even hit the inside of one right across. And after the play comes down ice, Larson's called for interference. Moorhead back in the power play, leading 4-3 with 3:49 to go in the second period of a very exciting hockey game. It's not a smooth, clean, technical game, but they really are playing with a great deal of speed and intensity. And both clubs having good opportunities, using the body and making it a very exciting night for both of them.
And a 4-3 score right now in that exciting night. Moving it in. There's a drive, and Molman blew it out to his right side. And it's going to be set up. Here's Blake with it. Blake on a little give and go.
Another case where they're not using the point. They've had 2 chances to use the points, and they try and force passes right through the opposition players. And it seems that Blaine's got 2 or 3 guys back there all the time. It's tough to make passes right through them in front of the net.
We have 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in the second period. And it's driven around the boards by Skyba as he tried to bring it out. There's a drive and a tipped in front of the net. Wagner had fired it from the point. And the puck loose just inside the blue line. There's Marston with a drive. Comes around over on the wing. It's going to be set up. Paquin with it. Moved between the circles, and it's going to be cleared away. As the Blaine Bengals so far doing a nice job of working down the penalty time, which shows 55 seconds remaining. And they work it in the zone on a 2-man forecheck. They're down, shorthanded, and the cage is knocked loose. Got some scores, Lou, in the WCHA. Gophers leading North Dakota 3-1 after 1. And Wisconsin is leading St. Cloud 2-1 after 1. Northern Michigan over Michigan Tech 3-0 in the second.
Well, the most important score for these people, though, is right here tonight with Moorhead leading 4-3 against Blaine with 2:37 to go in the second period. Blaine right now shorthanded for another 48 seconds, trailing by 1, but taking the opportunity when they get it to go on the offense, even when they're killing the penalty.
2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. And working it up ice now, and controlling it is Grammer. And going up ice, coming in over the line, trying to work it loose. And the puck is going to be set up. Salvovold over to try and set it up. And moving it right out in front. Jacobson tried to control the backhander, was taken by Grammer. Back over to set it up, and with it is Arnold. Played it down in the corner, over to Salvovold. Here's Salvovold in the slot. Shot fired wide. Backhander taken. Arnold had taken. Jacobson was there. And the puck came loose, and it was cleared out.
Well, for all of Jacobson's hard work tonight, he should end up getting a goal sometime. He's had 3 assists. He's been around the net. He's caused problems for the goaltender, Molman, and for the defenseman. He's really created the opportunities for his line mates, and he's had a couple shots himself.
Really fun to watch them work their hearts out, isn't it, Lou?
They really do. These kids are working hard. And it's interesting to note that Terry Cullen, I talked to him before the game and asked him what he felt about his team. He says, you know, I'm not trying to be smart or anything, but I really believe we were the best team in our region, and I'm happy we're here, and I think we can do a good job while we're here.
And it's going to be set up now, and the puck comes loose as it's both teams at full strength. Coming back over to set it up, trying to control it is Oshu. And he worked it in over the line. That's broken up. Here comes Kappas. Kappas comes in over the line, and he's bumped there, and he played it in the corner. We have a 4-3 game with 1:08 remaining here in the second period of play, as both teams are at full strength. Played up ice in the neutral zone. It's going to be broken up. Wagner with it. He turned and flipped it back down in the corner. Going back to set it up is Zowski. And played behind the net. Zowski bumped his man. Digging it out is Kraft. Kraft working it, and it's played away from him. At the point, though, it's held in by the Spuds. They work it down to the corner on the left side over to Kraft. Kraft with it, the Haberlock. And Haberlock trying to take it away and set it up, and it was played away from him, knocked down in the corner. Marston looks to hold it in. Around over to Haberlock. Turned and tried to move it in front of the net to Kraft, and it's going to be cleared to the blue line and broken up there. Coming back in over the line, and the puck comes loose in the right. Lou will tell you that check was in a moment. And it's going to be set up, and it's controlled. And the puck is loose toward this slot as Paquin trying to move in. And it's flipped up ice on the potential break. Nicely broken up, back up ice by Marston. On the play as the Spuds try to set it up. We've come to the end. Who is the check by?
Zalski, and he has hit a few people out there tonight. Jeff Zalski, number 17, really laid a check on Paquin. But just previous to that, Moorhead was laying quite a few checks on Blaine. Both clubs using their body very effectively. But boy, did Zalski ever catch Paquin right there. Those kind, you feel them all the way down to your shins. Brian, how did that feel for you down there?
Well, it was quite a hit down here. I think Louis was maybe set up by the defenseman, but you know, if that puck would have squirted through, they probably would have had a 2-on-1 the other way. This third period, I think we'll be looking for a little bit more back and forth action. Moorhead with a 1-goal lead right now, but Blaine's been counterattacking every time.
Comments of Brian Bonin, and that's where we stand. After 2 periods of play, the Menard scoreboard. And after 30 minutes of action, it shows the Spuds leading the Bengals 4-3.
At last, the warming sun breaks through amidst the gentle showers. This then is spring, and with it comes the Toyota Spring Drive Sales Event.
Your Toyota dealer is ready to make you a deal on a great Toyota truck with huge factory-to-dealer incentives and option package savings like $900 on 4Runner. Spring is here, and now's the time to see your Toyota dealer.
This will indeed be a joyous spring.
I love what you do for me, Toyota.
Mr. Miller?
Yeah.
This is TCF. Mr. Miller, if you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
I'd make them have a lot more cash machines in more locations for emergencies.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Thank you.
TCF, banking the way you want it.
If I could shop with my animal, let him help me out. What a great experience for me. Well, I would really hoot and holler as he picks out his own collar. Welcome to over 20,000 square feet of shopping for your pet. I'm Dick Myers for PFW, the original pet food warehouse. This month, receive a free Iams t-shirt when you purchase a 40-pound bag of Iams dog food. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Now I can shop with my animal. Pet Food Warehouse, where our customers have a nose for value.
The new 652 Tax by CCF. Unmatched power. Total control. Awesome response. 652 Tax by CCF. Turn on the power.
Welcome back to our exclusive Channel 9 Sports Update Center. I'm Perry Williams. As the Tier 1 teams battle tonight, the finals are now set for the Tier 2 championship game. That's tomorrow afternoon. Rosemont taking the first semifinal victory today at the Target Center. Then Greenway of Coleraine being Orono to reach those finals. Highlights of that second semifinal game at the Target Center. Third period, Steve Dellish takes his time, finally scores. The Raiders take a 4-2 lead. But then Orono puts on the pressure late. Mike Debner with the tip-in, and it's 4-3. We're going down to the wire. But then Greenway of Coleraine gets the icing. Jeff Antonovich, the empty net goal, and it's into the championship game. Let's recap the high school hockey scoreboard. The Tier 2 semifinals, there you see Rosemont a 7-1 win over Cambridge, and Greenway by 2 over Orono. In the Tier 1 semifinal games now in progress, Moorhead leading Blaine, ready for third period, and don't forget Cloquet and Bloomington Jefferson yet to come. The Gopher hockey team opening the WCHA playoffs tonight. It's a best 2 of 3 series against North Dakota. That game going on at Mariucci Arena. Checking the scoreboard, Gophers are leading the Fighting Sioux 3-2 halfway through the second. Game 2 of this best-of-3 will be tomorrow night again at Mariucci Arena. College basketball ACC quarterfinals, top-ranked Duke against Maryland. Walt Williams connects for the Terrapins. He had 25 points to keep Gary Williams and his team close. But then Christian Leitner comes up. He gets the steal and the drive, finishing with 33 points, 17 rebounds. The Blue Devils win again. They're now 26-2 for the year. The final, 94-87. The victory today over Maryland. And in the Big East tournament, Seton Hall by a bucket over Boston College. One of the last places you might expect to see hockey is in Harlem, but the New York Rangers are trying to change that, as Jim Huber reports.
When we think of Harlem, vividly stifling images come to mind. Concrete canyons and angry souls, one-way streets to hell. Hardly this. The New York Rangers began this excursion into Harlem some 5 years ago, a commitment to some small avenue of hope.
I know just growing up myself, when things weren't going well, just to get to the rink and to get some time to skate and forget about things, and I'm sure it's harder here for a lot of these kids, but they enjoy seeing us out on the ice and skating around with us, and even though they probably heard the things we're going to tell them plenty of times, they listen and they believe we're trying to help them, and it's fun.
Keeps them out of the streets, and I like that. And they get to play with all race, and I like that. Black, white, and Puerto Rican, and there's no racism here, I hope.
They come in all shades and sizes and degrees of ability to share a moment with a hero, smile and laugh.
Don't worry about the puck. You going over there and get some instructions. Take your time now.
The kids, a lot of them are fragile. They come from tough homes. They've got a lot of hardships in their life, and it's not just economic. A lot of it's with their families. They don't have a lot of dads or moms even around. So one of the things we try to do as coaches and teachers around the program, and we have all volunteers, is to give the kids a sense of family.
Atta boy, there's a good shot.
There is more to this than an evening of ice skating, more than learning a slap shot.
We actually have a formal classroom series, which is attached to this program. The kids have to go to a hockey class once a week, and then they're on the ice once or twice or 3 times, depending on their skill level. So we really try to stress a lot of the traditional academic values with hockey as the examples. Hockey scoring we use for math examples, hockey articles, shows. We ask them to write stories and essays on to try to work on their verbal skills, which are a little bit weak. And most of all, we stress while we play the sport that we're out here for fun and a good time and companionship.
It is then all about falling down and being able to get back up again, no matter the neighborhood. Jim Huber, CNN Sports.
There's a sports update. I'm Perry Williams. More high school hockey coming up live from St. Paul.
Now, you can get more car for less money. The new All-American Achieva from Oldsmobile. Lease for only $199 a month with nothing down. The new Achieva has anti-lock brakes, air conditioning, automatic, power locks, stereo cassette, and much more for only $199 a month with nothing down. Now that's the power of intelligent engineering. See your new generation of Oldsmobile dealers today. We've got the edge.
So, you got a new muffler today, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You go to the discount place like I did.
I decided quality was just as important as low price, so I went to CarX.
CarX?
They had the exact muffler I needed.
Well, yeah, but listen...
And a lifetime guarantee.
Yeah, but...
But how much did it cost?
Yeah.
See for yourself.
That's less than I paid.
Exactly.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom. Don't worry, call the CarX man.
Well, it's Friday. Tomorrow's the weekend. This could be your last chance to sign up for Sprint's Weekend Special. Your last chance this week to save all that money on all those calls you make on weekends. So call Sprint now and save some of that money you worked all week to make.
2 periods of play in the book. Moorhead leads Blaine by a count of 4-3, trying to be the first team to advance to the finals tomorrow night against the winner of Cloquet and Jefferson. We're back at the St. Paul Civic Center. Jim Gilliland joining you, reminding you of the consolation scores this afternoon in the games that were not televised because we were over Tier 2. Apple Valley 3-1 over Rochester Mayo, and it was Hill Murray downing Eden Prairie 7-4. And again, Tier 2 semis quickly. It was Rosemont 7-1 over Cambridge, and Greenway Coleraine downed Orono by a count of 5-3. Well, Toyota and the Minnesota Toyota dealers for the 3rd consecutive year are offering the use of a brand new Previa van to the school designated as the one with the most school spirit. The School Spirit Award. Entries have come from all over the state of Minnesota, and the panel of judges have selected Central Public of Norwood as a finalist for the Toyota School Spirit competition. Live drawing will be held Saturday night during the Tier 1 Championship on Channel 9 KMSP to announce the winner of the new Previa van for the use during the 1992-93 academic year. After 2, it's 4-3 Moorhead. Brian Bonin, our student athlete announcer, is now standing by the ringside. And Brian, Moorhead looks like more depth, more balance, and a few more of the chances, but Blaine is hanging right in there as they need to do. Now, last night Blaine went to 2 lines much of the 3rd period in a close game. If they do that tonight, do you think it could be a telling factor?
Well, right now, you know, I think Blaine playing 2 lines might get a little bit tired out. This Moorhead team's coming at him really hard. But you never know. When you have your 2 strong lines out there, a lot of times you get some better chances. This game is really back and forth right now, and Blaine's success rides on the fact that they got to stay out of the penalty box, I think. They've had too many penalties this period. They've been down. They're giving Moorhead too many good chances. I think both teams need to play 5-on-5 in order to have a chance at winning this.
Okay, Brian, we'll look forward to your comments through the 3rd period. Of course, your team played Blaine twice during the year, so you know how tough they can be and how resilient a comeback attempt could be. Well, we'll be back for the 3rd period action in a moment. You're watching the 1992 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
Give the floors in your home new life with help from Menards. New undercarpeting is on sale now. It's Scotchgard protected with an attached back for easy installation. Choose from 8 colors, just $7.99 a square yard. And get deep cleaning results anytime with the Bissell Power Steamer. It picks up where vacuum cleaners leave off. On sale now for just $137. Save on your home improvements every day at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Where do we go for the elite of treats? Dairy Queen. This is neat. Get a Blizzard flavor treat for just $1.39. Or a Breeze frozen yogurt treat for just $1.39. Both are blended with your choice of fruit, chocolate, cookies, or candy. Just $1.39 each. Blizzard flavor treat, Breeze frozen yogurt treat. We give you taste, we give you value, we treat you right. Dairy Queen.
It's not exactly trendy. It doesn't recline. And it doesn't swivel. But it definitely rocks.
Guarantee yourself a great seat for the Stanley Cup playoffs by becoming a North Star season ticket holder. Mail a postcard for the playoff ticket lottery today. Call 853-9333.
You've seen them at the auto show. Over 344 new cars and trucks, but only one dealer can offer you 5 of the top 10 sellers. Your Ford dealer, like Ford Escort, America's best-selling small car for the 11th consecutive year. Right now, buy a new 92 Ford Escort and get up to $744 in option package savings. Plus, for a limited time, get low 2.9 financing for 48 months or up to $750 cash back. You wanted a good reason to buy American? Your Ford dealer has 5 good reasons. Test drive one today.
We know you had a choice, so thanks for watching KMSP, Receptive Channel 9.
Back at the Civic Center in St. Paul, Minnesota, we're in a semifinal game of Tier 1 competition. Along with Lou Natty, I'm Paul Brown, and Lou, this thing is, a lot of people anticipated, going to go right down to the wire here.
Certainly it's been a seesaw hockey game. It's been real good for both teams. Each club here having the opportunities to score goals, capitalizing sometimes, other times their goaltenders making great saves. And it's given each of the club a little bit of anxiety as the time wears down and it's real close. Both clubs starting to use their body more than they had at the outset. And we've seen some real heavy hitting along the way besides some outstanding play by the forwards.
And some pretty good goal scoring as we have here in the second period, Lou.
Oh, and here's a real good play by Hillman. He just drops a short pass to Marlowe. Record coach Kurt Johnson from Blaine has to know that his club has had opportunities to tie, and they're going to have to work hard because Moorhead with their speed is not going to stop coming.
So we'll have the opening face-off and the third period of action to come up here from the Civic Center in St. Paul in the 4-3 lead. And over the line, shot to goal by Blake. His 28th goal of the year.
That was an absolute rocket. What a shot by Jason Blake. He takes a long pass 8 seconds into the period, and what a way for Moorhead to start the period. Up high over the glove. Look at this. 3 strides, top of the circle. What a blast. Just inside the pipe and the crossbar, over Molman's glove. And Jason Blake, after taking a nice pass from Marston, just gives Moorhead a 2-goal lead and has to give Moorhead a lot more confidence and Blake a little more anxiety. Or Blaine a little more anxiety as they go into this third period.
And it's a 5-3 lead now for the Spuds of Moorhead, who are appearing in their first tournament ever. So is Blaine. And it's going to be set up now as the Bengals try to work it to the side of the cage. Both teams are at full strength, and diving out is the goaltender Brecky to make the save.
Well, Blaine, again, operating pretty well down low when they get control. One thing Moorhead's got to watch, they're leaving a man open in the slot area. That time it was Garvey all alone. He just could not get the pass out from Jablonec. But had Jablonec seen him, he was right on the doorstep in perfect position. Blaine, when they work down low, they can get effective because they got a little more size, and you don't really have a big defense on Moorhead's part, and they can be pushed out of the way a bit. Blaine could get some position there when they try and operate.
And setting it up is Rickles, and he tried to move it right out in front. Hillman tried to pick it up. Hillman tried to backhand it, and Brecky covered up as he moved out to his right.
There's a pretty good indication there because off the left is Hillman. They don't seem to be able to knock him down. He maintains his balance and control. He gets a couple of rebounds. He can't jam it home, but that's him, 29. You see him right there fighting people off, maintaining his balance, takes a check, stays on his feet. And that's what Blaine can do to the Moorhead club, is operate in front of that net because of their size.
And a 5-3 game here with 14 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the third period. And the puck is loose just outside the blue line of the Blaine Bengals. And setting it up to try and work it ahead. It's going to be driven back down in the corner. And going back is Wagner to set it up. Wagner will start out now and circle, plays it along the end boards on the plate of Jamieson. They one-touch it on the play to Jacobson. Jacobson to center ice. That's blocked and knocked down by Larson. Then re-intercepted by Grammer, and they play it to the blue line, and there the Bengals will backhand it ahead, and it's going to be played back down by Jamieson. Whistle, and we'll have an icing call. The score, 5-3. You're watching the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament live from the St. Paul Civic Center.
Pass it on. Take your best shot and save on Magic Chef. Only a Warner Stallion, your appliance specialist.
We've had a couple of goals for Moorhead right off the faceoff. We're going to see here if Nelson for Blaine can win the draw and get his team back in with a good shot off the faceoff.
Ryman, Nelson along with Youngberger out, but it's picked up by Marston. Marston with it, and he'll flip it in, and it goes wide of Molman. Played behind the goal in a 5-3 game now as the Bengals turn, try to bring it out. As the line of Ryman and Nelson and Youngberg try to work it out of the zone, but the Spuds will play it in on the near side. Knocking it down, it's going to be held in. Over skating the puck there was Haberlack. And the puck loose, and down went Marston, still trying to hold the zone. Coming over to help out now, Haberlack tried to pick it up. chased back down in the corner, and it's played by Zowski around on the far side. Out towards center ice. Nelson tried to bump his man. Coming in over the line on the right side. On the wing was Youngberg, but he couldn't get him to play as Ryman had it. Turning on the wing on the left, turning and playing it up ice now, trying to control it is Kraft. And chasing it down in the corner is Haberlack. Haberlack bumps the man in the corner. Tried to work the play loose, and we're down to 12:26 remaining here. It's a 5-3 game as Moorhead is out in front here in the semifinal of Tier 1. And the puck is going to be played in the neutral zone now. Over to set it up, both teams at full strength. And it rolls back down in the corner. Going to set it up is Jamieson. Angled it off the inboards. On the break on the play ahead. It's Paquin, DiFiore, and Blake. And over the line, it's Paquin with it. Here's Paquin circling the net. Down in the corner, and Paquin is bumped on the boards. Coming over to help out is Blake. Blake looking for help. Got it from DiFiore. DiFiore digs it out in the corner. Trying to pick it up is Blake. Blake and DiFiore work the corners. And it's played around on the far side. Paquin trying to hold the zone. At the point, it's held in by Grammer. Flipped it in the wing. On the right side to Blake. Centered it. Cleared from in front of the net. Blocked and knocked down. And it's going to be held in, and with it is Paquin. He tried to tip it toward the crease. Set up by the Spuds. Cross ice from Blake. On the wing, they go to Grammer. They go in behind to DiFiore. To Paquin. Good pressure here, and it's going to be broken up finally, and it's going to be driven up ice, and it's going to roll all the way back, and going over to set it up, and an icing will be called. It's 5-3. Moorhead's out in front. We'll be back at the St. Paul Civic Center right after this.
He begins his dive.
Yes, a perfect 10.
If the Blaine defensemen are wondering why there's so many men on him, one thing Terry Cullen has given his team orders to do is forecheck with 3 men. They can all be down below the dot if they want, providing the man on the opposite side of the puck is able to react and get back. He says, you've got the freedom to go deep. We'll use all 3 of you, but you better be diligent when you're on the offside to get back in case they break out with the puck.
And Rickles, Marlowe, and Hillman are out, but it's moved in by the Spuds. They try to go back door to Jacobson on the play. Arnold and Salvovo also out on this unit. And the puck is loose and working it up ice on the break. Rickles comes in over the line. Hillman on the left side. The trailer is Marlowe. He's trying to center it. And the puck loose, and they move it toward the slot, and it's going to come out of the zone. Backing it out, that is Skiba. Skiba with it, turned and played it back down in the corner. And whistle, and we'll have an icing called against the Bengals of Blaine.
That last goal of the period was the fastest goal we've ever had in a semifinal game in tournament history, 8 seconds. But Moorhead again putting on tenacious pressure, and when they do that, Blaine's going to have to counter by getting to the puck a little quicker, having a person just in position for a short pass. Even a short 15-foot dump pass behind the 3 forecheckers is enough to start them off, and then they can try a long lead pass. They're not moving the puck quickly enough when they get to it down deep.
And it's loose now, going back down in the corner in this 5-3 game as Moorhead is out in front. Getting that goal, as Lou mentioned, 8 seconds into the period was Blake. Coming back over to set it up, and Oshu tried to play it ahead. Knocking it down and chasing it is Haberlack. Turned, trying to center it towards Kraft. Kraft in the corner, turned and played it to the net. Comes back over to Marston. Marston left-handed tried to play it ahead. Blocked and knocked down. And the puck is going to be backhanded out by Youngberg. Broken up by Marston. Whistle and play will be stopped. There's a break in the action. The score is 5-3. And we'll be back at the Civic Center in just a moment.
Mr. Nelson? This is TCF. Mr. Nelson, if you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
I'd keep them open later on Saturdays.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson.
TCF is now open till 3 p.m. on Saturdays at most locations.
TCF, banking the way you want it.
Thanks for watching the 1992 State Hockey Tournament on KMSP, America's #1 independent television station. And we have a 5-3 game here with 9:34 remaining. Third period. Whistle, Lunani, and a penalty coming up.
You're going to get a hooking call here, and Blaine's going to have an opportunity to go on the power play. As we see right in the neutral zone area, Steve DeFore gets called for hooking. 9:31 to go in this third period. Moorhead leaving 5-3, and you see DeFiore right there pulling down Garvey. And Moorhead wants to get out of this shorthanded situation, leading by 2, because that would mean only 7:31 to go in the game. And Terry Cullen feels as you go in the third period, he can continue to go with 3 lines more than Blaine. And if they're in a leading position, that's going to help them a great deal, because the 2 lines of Blaine would start getting tired and they'd start feeling the effects. It'd be a little tougher for Blaine to catch up with them.
And it's worked to Paquin as he turned and tried to bring it out. Blake hustling in over the line. And Blake with it now, shuffles it back to the point. Held in by Jacobson, back over to Blake, moving it in. And a shot blocked. Oh, he hit the goaltender down.
What a couple of great saves by Molman, and a fabulous play by Blake, and also by Wagner, who set him up. Both Wagner and Blake with good opportunities, especially Blake, but 2 great plays by Molman. Nice saves, and it's still 5-3.
That would have been a crushing goal, wouldn't it, Lou?
It certainly would have. It's been awful tough to come back from that.
And with it is Jablonec on the play. On the wing, Jablonec setting it up now. Man advantage here. We have 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining. There's a drive in traffic right on by Oshie, and it's cleared from in front of the net. And it's going to be held in. And with it is Jablonec, who works behind the goal. Tried to center it on the short side. Trying to work it loose. And the puck is played back to the Spuds net. Both teams trying to get possession of it. And finally, Wagner clears it. And we've got a little action that's going to result in some penalties.
You're going to have a double penalty here, so you'll have a 4-3 situation right behind the net.
The score is 5-3. And you're watching the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament live. And we'll be back at the Civic Center in just a moment.
What happens in the spring?
Flowers grow. Baseball starts. Bears wake up.
Maggie?
Toyota presents their first national sales event of the year.
The Toyota Spring Drive Sales event is on, and it's dedicated to car and truck lovers everywhere who want a deal on the very best. Toyota. Many models come with option package savings and huge factory-to-dealer incentives. Make your best deal now. It's a great time to see your Toyota dealer.
Spring has officially begun.
This penalty call is just about a wash, because the 2 top players, Marston for Moorhead and number 26, Rumpf, both going off for roughing. And what that does, takes 2 of the top players off, but it does give Blaine a little better situation of 4-on-3. And Blaine lucky to be down just 5-3 after Molman makes 2 great saves. Look at Wagner slide it off to Blake, and Blake made a great play here. Molman going across that big size, covering the net on the initial one, and then on the backhander by Wagner. Later on, Blake got a little cute in his zone when he got the puck. He should have had it out of the zone. That led to the turnover, and then after that, the double penalty behind the net.
Skiba comes back to set it up. Marlowe is out on the ice, as well as Zowski. And it's going to be played back down to the corner in this situation. A 4-on-3. And behind the net goes Grammer. Grammer leaving it there for Arnold, who turned and tried to bring it out.
Just for your information, there's 3 forwards out there now, Paul. Josh Arnold can also play defense, back on defense. Grammer, who played forward all year until a month ago, also back on defense. He's been playing defense all the while. But it's a situation that Moorhead could turn into an offensive advantage should they get the control of the puck.
Just think they only got 6 seniors on this roster. They're going to have a lot of people coming back. Kevin Zowski up on the wing. Coming back out now, we get 1 player back. DeFiore is back. So it's 4-on-4 plus goaltenders now. And it's going to be set up, moved right out in front. There's a collision in front of Brecky, but the puck is cleared behind the goal. And it's going to be dumped up ice quickly out of the zone by Arnold, but that'll be icing.
Josh Arnold wasn't aware that they were back at full strength. Normally he'd take off with that puck because he had DeFiore with him, and DeFiore ran a good little bit of an interference right by the circle to allow Arnold to come out with the puck. Arnold, thinking he's still short-handed, iced it. But down around the net, here's Blaine trying to jam pucks in again. They like to operate around the goaltender, and going towards the net like that as Ryman did, you've got to try and make certain that somebody's free back just 5 or 6 feet in case that puck bounces loose to be in a position for a good shot.
Way back down in the corner as Opgran goes back to set it up. Opgran sliding it ahead on the play as it comes from Blake to Paquin. Paquin back on the drop, but it's going to be turned away by the Bengals of Blaine. They are 17-6-3 on the year. Their only losses have come to Anoka, Hill Murray, Bloomington, Kennedy, Rochester, White Bear, and Moundsville. Or pardon me, not Rochester, Roseville. Moving it up ice, controlling it, trying to chase it down. Paquin's got a man in the slot. Putting it in, shot. Oh, what a kick save on Blake as he point-blank range denied him.
Oh, Blake's got to be shaking his head. He's had 2 fabulous chances here in this third period. Molman beat him both times. That time he was set up by Paquin after initial outlet pass by Opgran.
And whistle, and we'll have a stoppage of play. The score is 5-3. And you're watching the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament from the Civic Center here in St. Paul.
Minnesota, hail to thee, hail to thee. We got it all here in Minnesota. We got it all. You can feel the pressure, the real things that mean the most to you.
We've got it all, Minnesota, and Coke champions the best of it all.
What a great little play by Paquin to Blake, and he comes in, takes a good pass, and makes a fine move. Molman beats him. I've got a little hockey player, Pete Halverson, here with me watching this on the monitor. He's just a youngster, hardly see over these pipes, but he wants to play in this ice service someday.
Looks like he could be a winger, huh?
He certainly does.
We have 6 minutes and 7 seconds remaining here in the third period of play. 5-3 the score. As Moorhead had a 2-1 lead after 1, a 4-3 lead after 2. And the puck is loose now. Skating in with it, trying to pick it up is Rickles with a drop. The knockdown save and a rebound cleared by the defense. And trying to set it up is Zowski. They tried to work in front. There was Rickles, but they couldn't get him to play. Comes back over to Marston. On the play to Grammer. Grammer with it, and he headmans it up ice now. We are down to 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here. As the Blaine Bengals go back and will set it up. They need a couple of goals to tie this game. They battled hard here against the Moorhead Spuds. And again, they let them play along the boards, as Lou mentioned earlier on. And they'll dump it the length of the ice, and the icing will be called against Moorhead.
Well, Blaine just had a fabulous chance. Rickles, Marlowe, and Hillman all going to the net. The puck got turned over. One of the Moorhead players, Jacobson, had lost his stick. Brecky has to make a great save. You see Jacobson without the stick, the puck's going to come free. Rickles breaking for the net, and he's got help with him right there. When Hillman puts a shot on net and Brecky makes a save, and the puck is cleared away, that's something Moorhead's been doing really well, not letting them have the second shot too often. And that time the puck gets cleared away by Marsden, and we've got 5:10 to go. Moorhead's had 10 shots from the slot. Blaine has had 6. So Moorhead has had the play here. Brian, if you notice Blaine getting a little desperate down there at all?
Well, you know, right now Moorhead's had 2 chances to put this game away at 6-3, and they have, and they put allowing Blaine to get back into it. And Blaine, you know, with a great chance there, they just couldn't convert. I think we look for Blaine to take a couple maybe breakaway chances here in the last couple minutes. They need a goal.
Yeah, Brian, they could be starting to open up somewhat. They know that the clock's running down on them, but they had to feel pretty good after those saves by Molman, especially shorthanded. You'd think they'd get a lot of life from that, wouldn't you?
Well, definitely. Molman just making some excellent saves right now. He's really keeping them in the game. They need to get down and put a lot of pressure on the Moorhead goalie right now and get some high-quality shots. They need to put one in here quick because they're down by 2 goals, not just 1.
Comments of Brian Bonin out of White Bear Lake, who is one of 5 finalists for Mr. Hockey in Minnesota in '92. One of the other finalists, Ron Cole of the Blaine Bengals, is in this game as well. And it's going to be set up down in the corner with it as Blake back to the point. And he fakes the drive, Marsden does. Recovers and works it down in the corner. Paquin over to try and set it up. Blake is pinned along the end board. Blake works his way loose. Paquin in front of the net. And the puck popped over to the wing, and it's going to be set up by Blake. Blake down in the corner now, trying to work his way loose. Boy, does he hustle and work, doesn't
Paul,
he?
I was just going to ask you, do you find yourself calling Blake's name quite a bit out here, especially in the third period? He's having a great game for this club tonight. Really extremely quick. He's the fastest guy on the team, I believe, and he certainly shows it. It's not only his quickness overall, it's his 5 to 10 feet where he's able to maintain his balance and position and then break away from people. He just takes his quick strides and he's right away from people. We get a timeout called now by Blaine, and this is a good call by the coach Kurt Johnson. He's down to 2 lines basically. He's got to get them some extra rest. The clock's running down, so this is a way to do it. Plus he wants to give him a little more talking to as a unit to get him some poise to get out of the zone quicker. They're not reacting to the puck quick enough down in their own zone. Consequently, that quick forecheck by Moorhead's keeping them bottled up. Brian, do you sense that the Blaine at all, are they yelling at one another, trying to yell for openings and letting their teammates know where they are, because they're not moving the puck very well down there?
Well, I think they may be panicking. You know, this Moorhead team is putting the pressure on as this game gets down. They're not letting up at all. You know, Blaine really needs to work it around. They need to settle down a bit here with this timeout. There's 4:12 remaining. They need 2 goals. They got to get their main guys out there. They'll probably only go with 2 lines the rest of this game, and hopefully won't get too tired. But they need to get someone breaking down the middle, and it's worth it right now, even if they got to leave a guy out in the far blue line maybe.
Do they look a little tired to you? They've been playing 2 lines a lot more now as this game goes on. Do you see Blaine forwards gasping for air a little bit down there?
I think so. You know, they're swinging back and forth, and both the wings are coming in to even help the D in the corners, and they need to stay out on the points, and I think that's fatiguing them even more. And these little guys from Moorhead are definitely, you know, they're so quick, and their speed is just walking right around them right now, and they're just giving them so much trouble. And I think they need to contain them.
One thing those Moorhead forwards got is something you've got, and I've noticed you got great balance on your skates. Even though guys aren't big, the fellows with balance are like a Neil Broughton, tough to knock off their skates.
We have 4 minutes and 8 seconds remaining here in the third period of play. The score is 5-3. The Spuds of Moorhead are out in front. And it's going to be driven in, and the glove save is made by Brecky.
Oh, and they're a little quick there, and they're not too happy about that call. Hillman on the far side thought he was still onside. Not too happy. He thought that puck crossed the line well after he was out of the zone. But offside is called. They have a face-off near center ice. And any stop in a momentum like this really does help Moorhead as well, because Blaine can't get anything going.
Cloquet and Bloomington Jefferson in the other semifinal in Tier 1, and that game will follow here. And the puck is loose down in the corner. And going back over to set it up, the Blaine Bengals need a couple of goals to tie this game with it. Arnold cross ice in the play to Salvable as he tried to chase it down in the corner. Well, 2 guys bumped him in a penalty call.
There's definitely going to be an elbowing call here, and it's not the kind of penalty or the time that a penalty would want to be called on Blaine. Blaine trailing with 3:31 to go, and he could have called a number of things there. When 2 men are going at the puck carrier, there's really no need for it. Times like this, Blaine has got to get possession of the puck. The first man in usually just takes the player out, but here you see both of them going in, and rather than playing the puck's going to end up coming to Moorhead. So now with Blaine being short-handed at this time, find Oshu going off the ice. Moorhead on the power play, leading 5-3. The clock on their side. Now the man advantage on their side. It's a pretty tough situation for Blaine, so Blaine's going to have to gamble. They can't sit back and watch Moorhead operate for the remaining 3:31. They got to be aggressive on this penalty kill.
And in the face-off circle is Blake. The draw to the point. He won it nicely. Over to Marsden. His drive right up. The goal. It's on the goal. It may go to Blake. Or it was tapped in after his initial shot.
Yeah, Blake almost had it, but I don't think he's going to get credit for it. It didn't quite cross the line. It looked to me like it could have been Salvable that finally puts it away. one of those others down there. But Blake, again, a factor as you see the shot from Marsden coming from the point. There's Blake right in front of the net, creating an opening, getting the shot away. Look at the doorstep. Number 19 is going to put that into the net. It's going to be Kraft. I think should get credit for it. And here's Blake trying to put it away. A great save by Molman. Kraft follows up. And I think he'll get credit for the goal. But Blake will get an assist, as will Marsden. And now with 6-3 and 3:24 to go, a real tough position for Blaine to be in.
That is a power play goal. And an assist was given also, as Lou mentioned, to Marsden. For him, his 21st of the year. Also picking up an assist was Blake, his 24th of the year on the goal that was scored by Kraft, his 18th.
Kean, that was a good low shot by Marsden, who's done that before. In fact, he scored a goal on it earlier tonight. But he made the shot end up on the net and in position for a rebound because it's nice and low. Tough to really gobble up without giving a rebound.
And it's loose in the neutral zone now, as the Blaine Bengals really now have a lot of work to do in a short period of time here. But they've had a very good season, and they've got a lot of guys coming back. They have 11 juniors on this team. So they'll be somebody to be reckoned with in the future as well.
Well, a good call there. Grammer trying to go across the line. Kappas not quite out. Otherwise, it would have been a 2-on-1 again for Moorhead. Coach Terry Cullen right there. Very, very content, very happy with the play of his hockey club tonight. Feeling confident coming into the tournament. As he told us, he says, we're a fast team, we're a young team, but we're a team that can play hockey with anybody, we feel. And we think when we get the chance to show it down here, we're going to do quite well. And they certainly have done that. A big surprise in this tournament, but a surprising team that no more, even though he's young. Imagine 7 sophomores and 1 freshman, and 2 of those people playing back in defense. A freshman defenseman in Jameson, sophomore defenseman in Grammer, and you're playing 4 defensemen most of the time. He's used 6, but those 4 see a lot of ice. That's seen a lot. It gives them, you know, the knowledge that you've got confidence in them.
And it's going to be set up, and it's going to be dumped ahead. Knocking it down is Wagner. Backing over the line, controlling the puck. There's a drive right on in the save made by Molman. Well, Lou, are we going to have an all-Northern final, or are we going to have a Northern team in a split with a Metro? Huh?
I think it's going to be a real excellent hockey game coming up next when you see Cloquet and Jefferson. I'd have to lean towards Jefferson because they finished so well, and they've got really quite a bit of experience. And even though they're young, they're a team that's come through a tough schedule. But Cloquet surprised a lot of people yesterday, and they're capable of winning this next game. I think it's going to be an excellent hockey game, and any little mistake could cause a real surprise. Really, both are very solid hockey teams, Paul.
Stay with us, everybody. It's going to be Doug McLeod with a play-by-play call on that one, along with Don Reed. Now we've got a little pushing and jostling going on. Stafford there, Paquin trying to pull him away, and the Blaine Bengals are pretty upset about it.
Well, you're going to get double penalties undoubtedly in this one because they're both pushing each other. Oshu and Stafford both shoving each other a couple of times, so they'll both go up. An offside was called, and people didn't realize that, and the play continued. And now you see Stafford coming in and making the check, and he didn't realize his whistle was blown, and then you see Oshu coming after him there. So you're definitely going to have double penalties called here. The whistle is now blown right here. Now watch play continue. And that's what caused all this, because Stafford had laid a check over on Marlowe, not hearing the whistle. And Oshu coming in after that. So you're going to find a double penalty to Blaine and 1 to Moorhead as this game winds down with 2:24 to go. Marlowe get the extra penalty because he also took a swing at Stafford, as did Oshu. Stafford had taken one back at Oshu.
And up on the board, 4 minutes for Oshu. And 2 minutes up on the board there for Stafford.
So unless there are more penalties called before this game's over, Moorhead will end the game on the power play.
And here is Grammer moving it in. Shot. Oh, it was just tipped wide of the mark. Nice feed to the crease area there.
It certainly was. And you see Salvable going to the net, but at the same time, Nelson made a good play by tying up Salvovo somewhat. It was a good feed across, but watch in front of the net. The help of Nelson coming on the top of your screen, tying up Salvovo right there. He didn't quite get his stick on it for the open net. So we'll have a face-off to Molman's left with 2:19 to go. Moorhead leading 6-3 on the power play, and they couldn't ask for a better position than this.
You talk about Moorhead and the possibility of Jefferson. 9 players on the Moorhead team were on the squad when they were runner-ups to Jefferson when they won the Bantam Championship.
That's right. 2 great Bantam teams that year.
2 minutes and 17 seconds remaining here. And it's going to be set up now, and the puck is going to come in over the line with it. Grammer with it now, trying to work it right out in front. We haven't mentioned his name that much tonight, Lou, but he's played pretty well.
He's played a very solid game. He's a real good puck-handling defenseman. Not big, but very clever.
And we're down now to 1:54 remaining here in the third period, as Moorhead looking for win number 24 of the year and the right to play in the championship of Tier 1 in the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. This is their first appearance in state tournament play. And it's going to be set up around over to Marston with a drive. That one wide of the net. It's also the first trip for Blaine, and they have nothing to be ashamed of here. It's going to be set up. They can still get third place in a game they'll play tomorrow. Goes around to the far side. Salvovold over to try and set it up. 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining, and it's going to be held in. Here's Marston with a drive. Kick down the rebound. Trying to move it in to take the backhander. It's going to be cleared out.
Well, rather just clearing that puck. But this time, Blaine's got to take any opportunity they can to go with it. Got to try and get 1 goal before you get 3.
It's a 6-3 lead here. And coming up, ice whistle and play is going to be stopped. And we'll have a face-off coming up with 51 seconds remaining.
Just that little move before the blue line put Jason Blake offside because he was streaking down the right side. Marsden with the shot. As he wound up, he took just an extra second. That caused the offside, but only 51 seconds to go, and Moorhead's going to be advancing to the finals Tier 1 championship.
And it'll be set up in the neutral zone. And the puck is going to be played backhanded in over the blue line, and chasing it down is Wagner. Wagner over to set it up now, and he's going to be bumped along the end boards, works his way loose. 38 seconds remaining, and up ice comes the Bengals. Knutson busts into the net. They try to get him to play from Paquin. Goes around on the right side, over to Wagner with a drive, and the cover-up save by Molman.
And a good play there. Defense to defense, up grand over to Wagner, and that's something that Moorhead does quite well on the blue line. The defensemen look for one another, and they know that they've got an opening. They just lay the puck across. Wagner with a high shot. Molman grabs it easily. He wants to make sure he holds on to it because Kraft is coming in from the right. Paquin also out there, and now we've only got 25 seconds to go, so people throwing some stuff on the ice behind goaltender Brecky. That to be cleared off, and that's what the linesman is waiting.
Tom Reed and Doug McLeod standing in the wings, ready to bring you the action of Game 2 between Cloquet and Bloomington Jefferson. And the winner of that game will take on Moorhead for the state championship. And it's going to be set up now with 15 seconds remaining as the Blaine Bengals will finish. Try to work it up ice anyway, and it's going to be played back down. The countdown and the celebration is only 5 seconds away as Moorhead is going to the championship.
Well, Moorhead certainly deserved it. They played a solid game throughout. They got 38 shots on net to 26 for Blaine. They had more quality chances from the slot area. They never got rattled as Blaine kept battling back as they tied the score all the way along until we got to 3. And from that time on, that man's team, Terry Cullen, put it away as they start pulling away with the 4th, 5th, and 6th goals. And now they win 6-3 as Cullen and Johnson congratulate one another on making the tournament and Cullen on advancing. A real solid hockey game again by Moorhead. A quick team, a team that plays with a great deal of intensity from the opening whistle, doesn't let up, hasn't got great size, but has got great speed and poise, and certainly has got real good balance throughout that hockey team. And they should be a strong opponent in tomorrow night's championship game, Paul.
And the final score is 6-3. The TCF scoreboard is brought to you by TCF Bank. Banking the way you want it.
If you want a truck that's the fastest, if you want a truck that's the newest, if you want a truck that's the best looking, see your Viking Land GMC truck dealer. If you want a truck that's affordable, if you want an all-wheel drive family van, if you want cash back up to $1,000 or finance rates as low as 6.9%, then be sure to see your Viking Land GMC truck dealers today.
Contact herbicides only work for one day, the day you spray. But weeds can come back, so check out Banvel, the only post-emerge, no atrazine alternative that works from day one. Spray it in spike for residual control of the toughest broadleaves all the way to canopy, with no second flushes. So don't settle for one-day control. Get control from day one with Banvel.
You're watching an amazing piece of equipment coming off the assembly line. In test after test, the Bryant Plus 90i is rated the most energy-efficient gas furnace on the market today. Paired with Bryant air conditioning that's equally energy stingy, makes for a home comfort system that leaves the competition cold when it comes to energy efficiency at an affordable price. And right now, there are special pre-season incentives to help make owning this top-rated combination even more affordable. Ask one of these Bryant dealers about them.
Why do you get a great cut at Great Clips? Ask our stylist.
With my reputation on the line.
You're going to get the best haircut possible.
You want people to feel good about themselves. Do you want it curly? Do you want it straight? We care that they're happy.
At Great Clips, you get salon quality style without the salon price. Our specially trained stylists make the difference.
Our stylist, your style.
We guarantee it.
Back at the Civic Center in St. Paul, along with Lou Natty, I'm Paul Brown. And Lou, Section 8 is going to be represented pretty well by Moorhead in the championship game.
That it is. A very solid hockey team, one with great speed, one that works hard throughout, and one that capitalizes on the opportunities that they generate through their hard work. And they are a team that surprised some people coming into the tournament. They were supposed to be a dark horse team, and they are one very qualified to be in the final game, Paul.
And let's take a look at the Bryant Cool play of the game, and it's brought to you by Bryant and your local Bryant Heating and Air Conditioning dealer.
Blake gets the draw back to Grammer, to the defenseman. He shoots it. DeFiore in front of the net just deflects it past the goaltender Molman. That's the winning goal of the game. The fourth goal, a nice deflection by DeFiore, is our Bryant Cool play of the game.
And now I believe we're going to go to downstairs and talk with some of the winning squad and their coach.
Thank you, Paul and Louie. We are here in the winner's circle with the coach of the Moorhead Spuds, Terry Cullen. And Terry, you knew it was going to be a tough game, but you kept coming at them in waves, and maybe that superior depth might have worn them down.
Well, I thought that had a big factor in the game, in that we were able to go with three. They were real reluctant to play their third line, and we were not a bit afraid to play our third, and we played them all year. And the kids just, I thought we had a good, solid effort. I don't think it was our best game by any stretch, but I thought we played consistent, and I thought we played better in the third. And I thought that was really a key, that our kids come out and said, we won't be denied, and I hope we have that, and I expect to have it again tomorrow.
When you know you're going to play a team that features two lines, and they did prominently yesterday, do you change it all? I mean, do you feel like you're going to keep coming and try to wear them down as part of your strategy?
Well, we feel that that's going to be to our advantage, and I'm sure that they felt that they didn't want to go with two, but they felt that their third line couldn't keep up with our, whether it was 1, 2, or 3, and it was definitely to our advantage. And I thought in the third period that they showed signs of fatigue, and we controlled the play quite a bit.
Knowing that your team is very quick, they obviously try to play physically with you. How did you prepare your guys for that?
We didn't talk about it. We've been I don't want to say run at, but they've come at us all year, because most teams feel that they have a hard time staying with our quickness. So they come at us real physical, and it wasn't a big surprise. And most of the time when teams have really come at us physically, we've responded by playing better. So we were looking forward to that. It hasn't phased us throughout the season.
I know that some of your players have a history with the Jefferson players. but it's kind of a case of be careful who you ask for. You know, you might get them. How are you going to look at this last game? Should be a good match.
Well, it should be whoever we get. We know that Cloquet is an excellent team, a well-coached team, and works very hard and has a lot of talent, or they wouldn't be here either. Jefferson, of course, is the pre-tournament favorite, an outstanding team with lots of talent. At this point, we're not really concerned about who we play, but how we play.
Okay, congratulations, Terry. Good luck in the final.
Thank you much.
Okay, into the final go the Moorhead Spuds. They'll await the outcome of that game between Cloquet and Bloomington Jefferson. Will it be an all-northern final for the second time in 3 years? Well, we'll find out. After this timeout, we'll have more hockey as part of the 1992 Minnesota State High School hockey tournament coverage.
Chevy Lumina is so well built, it comes with a 3-year, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper plus warranty with no deductible. So you can count on it, no matter what it has to go through.
Dad, can I borrow the car tonight?
The cars more people depend on. Want to drive one? The less? Piece of cake. Lease it and pay less every month. How? How else? With Smart Lease by GMAC.
Faster days, Chevy.
In some places is a mix of fish, but Hardee's Fisherman's Filet is 100% North Atlantic cod and a lot of it.
Right now, I'll give you Hardee's Fisherman's Filet sandwich with fries for just $1.99.
Are you ready for some real food? Hardee's.
Well, it's Friday. Tomorrow's the weekend. This could be your last chance to sign up for Sprint's Weekend Special. Your last chance this week to save all that money on all those calls you make on weekends. So call Sprint now and save some of that money you worked all week to make.
Sometimes I dream that he is me. You got to see that's how I dream to be. A dream I move. A dream I groove.
Like Mike. If I could be like Mike. I'm gonna be like Mike. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike. Be like Mike. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike.
From KMSP, America's #1 independent television station, this is Primetime News with Gary Rebstock, Robin Robinson, meteorologist Joe DiGiovanni, Harry Williams on sports.